Man up. Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation. Man up.
A place where we inform.
Manifestation.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
You gotta eat what you kill. You gotta go out there. You gotta hunt for your meals.
We all have that ability to connect with people, to be that motivational person in somebody's life.
You gotta let people know there's certain lines you don't cross, and that there's gonna be consequences if you do.
Man up.
If you are an adult and you are in a relationship, that person's emotions are not your responsibility.
Man up. Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
The devil, during slavery, destroyed the masculinity or manhood of the so-called Negro. No man. No man. Right now you got to be trained all over again to be a man.
When someone is obligated to do something, it is binding upon them to do it. And failure to do it causes reaction.
Man up.
Position make you rich. I don't have that type of richness. My richness is life forever.
If that people knew their glorious past, if that people knew their glorious past, if that people knew their glorious past, then they would be more inclined to respect themselves.
I'm not saying I'm going to rule the world or I'm going to change the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world. And that's our job, is to spark somebody else watching us.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation. Man up.
A place where we inform.
Manifestation.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
You want to tell me about yourself? Go get your friends. I'll tell you who you are based on who your friends are.
Don't just live and die. That's an ugly existence. Make your life matter. Make your life count. Live a life where people can actually mourn you for the things you left behind, not just because you were around and existed.
We need strong black nuclear family.
Yes. Yes.
That's what it is. Mother, father, son, daughter, all in the same house with a focus on the family unit as a whole.
We had Tulsa, Atlanta, New Jersey, Detroit. We had Rosewood. We had Black Wall Streets all over.
The Republicans aren't for us, but the Democrats aren't for us either. And we should have no alliance to any political party. We only have alliance to what is in our own best interest.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation. Man up.
A place where we inform.
Manifestation.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
At the end of the day, as men in the community, we must stand together and be counted, because people look to us for guidance, leadership, and protection. And if we are not about that business, we are not on our job. Here we have grown-ass man conversations in the spirit of that purpose. Anthony Malcolm, Bobby Drake, Major Gage. We are. This is Manifestations 2020.
Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
All right. Welcome to another week of Manifestation 2020. All right, so we're about to get it. As you guys know, we switched up last week. We did say that this week we was going to do the second part of the dating shows, analyzing them. But we had a discussion during the week, and it brought up this topic as an emergency topic because we needed to get some things out of the way, and just to get some clarification on what just certain things in the hip hop industry that I think we need a lot of clarification on because we're letting the hip hop go wild, and I think now, shout out to Tariq for doing a phenomenal job with Microphone Check. I still haven't seen that yet. I'm kind of mad that it wasn't down here in Miami, because normally I know he hooks up with Carl, but I'm not sure if he still messes with Carl anymore.
Hold up, though. Let me put this out there. You understand what I'm saying? Microphone Check will be in Miami on the second round of screenings. Let me break it down for you. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's coming to Miami because they want to put it, and he's not going to have it for a day. It's going to be in Miami for a week, or it's going to be showing across the country for a week because he wants to make it eligible to be nominated for an Oscar. So shout out to our brother Tariq Nasheed for that right there.
Yeah, definitely shout out to that. On cue.
Aim high, baby. Aim high. There we go.
Cue. So the show was gravitated, like I say, the universe has a way of shifting you. So that's dope. The information just came down not too long ago. How Major? When that came out?
That came out a little earlier this week. I believe like Monday or Tuesday of this week is when I heard him say it on his live. So
nice.
Because I too was upset that it didn't show in Miami. And I hollered at him a couple of times on Twitter and IG. Apparently some other people did too. He heard the message because the film is getting rave reviews. And I've seen Tariq on television on major networks more than I've seen him before. And he's been on television before. So, every time I turn around now, though, I'm saying like, he's on another podcast. He's on like major news stations, and he's sitting down talking about this film with much larger audiences than even he normally speaks to. And he has a large audience. So I'm like, he was talking about one of the programs he went on. Their audience has 13 million people that watch them. So I'm like, okay, my guy is doing it big out here, man. And that's very necessary because we got a lot of these little booger nose, busters out here that really don't understand what hip hop is about. I'm tired of people telling the lie that, it comes from Puerto Rico, the lie that it comes from Jamaica. Now you got some people even trying to talk about it comes from Europe. You got some Asians trying to lay claim. Everybody and their mama want to own hip hop now.
Yeah, it's crazy because hip hop comes from Budapest. We all know that.
Right. We know this, right? Now that it's the dominant form of entertainment in the world, now everybody want to claim it. I was there. I was living out in Cali in the Straight Outta Compton days. You understand what I'm saying? Nobody wanted to touch hip hop.
Yeah,
it was radioactive. Now everybody and their mama got their hand up trying to lay claim to it when this is foundational Black American culture, point blank, period. So first and foremost, I'm glad that he's putting that out there, and I'm glad that he's talking about what the different elements of hip hop are, because you got so many people out here that think they know so much about hip hop that can't even tell you what the elements are.
Yeah,
you feel
exactly.
Me? Right. And who the originators are, the pioneers. You can talk all the shit you want to talk. He has the actual pioneers in this movie. So argue with them. Argue with them.
And that's another thing that's major about it too.
Yeah.
It's not, and I've heard, because one of the things that I've seen a lot of getting tossed around into the conversations, and I've seen a whole bunch of posts and people chopping it up, and a lot of Tariq's haters are out there, just it's the pimp talking about this. I thought he was black and all kind of nonsense. But what I'm seeing also is people who are on the fence, and even a couple of people who are haters of his. When they're talking about this, what they can do is refute from the fact that, number one, it's masterfully done. Number two, he has legitimate authorities speaking on this. And that's the thing, because around 95 to 99% of the haters and the critics of this film, speaking against the down-talking critics of Tariq, they keep trying to attack him and everything else. But the fact is, this isn't Tariq's narrative.
Right.
This isn't Tariq talking. This isn't Tariq trying to make a point. If anyone's seen any of Tariq's documentaries, whether it's any of the Hidden Colors series, whether it's 1804, Tariq doesn't go and talk. There's some documentaries where you have people like David Attenborough or Morgan Freeman or someone speaking over and doing narration, whatever.
Yeah.
Tariq does not do that.
Nah.
There may be a question that's introduced, whatever, but what Tariq does is that's why he gets these speakers. It's not just flexing money. He's not just dropping money. He gets these speakers, the people who the authorities on the subject, in this case, the actual pioneers who were there from the beginning, sets up the camera, basically tells them, hey, the floor is yours. What do you got to say? And they speak. So if you're criticizing this film, you're not criticizing Tariq. You're criticizing the pioneers. You're trying to say that the people who lived this, who were there at ground zero at the inception, you're calling them liars.
Real talk.
You're calling them fraud.
He goes to the source. He goes to the source.
So that's on you. Now, if you want to do that, by all means, but that's going to be a pretty insurmountable hill to climb, I would think. I know it's a lot easier to argue with Tariq, but in this case, you can't. It's a straw man argument. You either argue with the founders or you're not, period.
There you go. Yes, sir.
Exactly. That's what I love about it, because he has the pioneers. These are the people that were there, and they're telling you who they saw visually, who they had to communicate with and build this with. So they pretty much know pretty much everybody that was affiliated with the start and the creation of it. And I thank God that they didn't die out in the pandemic, because we was losing a lot of lives and a lot of people during the pandemic. So I'm glad that the pioneers who started it were able to survive that in order to make this film, and with the conscious decision of Tariq to see the urgency, knowing that people are dropping left and right based on what's going on in this world, to say, hey, we got them here. Let's get them all on film. Let's document it. And now it's solidified. So anytime these pioneers pass away, everything that they said is already cemented in concrete. It's a foundation already cemented. So shout out to Tariq for capsizing. We always talk about capsizing different type of errors and stuff like that. That's what he has done. He's put this in a capsule, in a unlimited capsule, because this can be whatever technology comes on, it can be transferred to that technology, just like we had cassette tapes going on to CDs and so forth and so on. So I think just laying the groundwork for you guys to understand the foundation, so that way nobody can claim it because it's already set in stone. This is kind of like putting the information in the patent office. That's basically what he did. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to that, because we needed that. And now from here, the foundation, like he said, we don't have any problems with later on down in the years where people came in and started to contribute. That's fine. The Puerto Ricans did contribute later on down. The Jamaicans did contribute later on down. But the solid foundation was foundational Black Americans that started it. And then as it grew and grew, and then people started to see the whiff of it, then they wanted to come along and be a part of it. And that's the problem. They're trying to pinpoint the era where everybody was joining in and not focusing on the pioneer era, which is what Microphone Check is all about. And I'm so glad that it's documented. And I am very, very excited to try to see this. And I'm so glad you guys said it's coming down here, because Manversations, we will take a trip together as a Manversations group. And we try to get some other people. Maybe we could just have a whole theater full of Manversations followers and friends. And that'd be dope. If we could get a dialogue, if we could get a microphone set up and have a dialogue like some Manversations joint, hey man, that'd be dope too. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
That'd be something that I would love to see if we could, do something like that, especially if Tariq isn't coming down. But like I had left a comment on his page that went viral on his comment section where I was saying that my father was a big time DJ in New York. And when I say big time, not big time as far as like mainstream, he was big time underground in that era. And he collected, his collection is a vast collection. When you talk about comic books and you talk about rare comics and rare books that like a lot of people didn't have or in their collection or couldn't find, my dad was like that with the records. So he used to sit me down and tell me the foundation of where all that tunes come from, ska music, you know, all that stuff that Tariq was showing you from the 1940s. My dad was talking about this and showing me this when I was a teenager. So when he started saying all this stuff, I've been knew about this because my dad, who is from Jamaica, was showing me, you know, the elements of what hip hop was. He didn't know what it was when he started hearing me playing it. He was like, "Oh, that's what that was." He said, "Hey, they were doing this back in the 40s. I was like, "What?" And he showed me. He let me hear the different records. You know what I'm saying? So my dad was very knowledgeable. Oh, some of the comedy albums. I didn't even know they had comedy albums. My dad had Red Fox, Slappy White. It was so many comedy albums that he had. I didn't even know they had comedy on record. You know what I'm saying?
Pryor, Dolomite,
he had all of that. You know what I'm saying? 45s. He had LPs. Then he had different 45s. He had 9,800 LPs and 6,400 45s. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And
that's crazy.
I would wake up to everything from Dionne Warwick, Kenny Rogers, Patti LaBelle, Michael Jackson, Sam Cooke. One of my songs I used to wake up every day, my dad would play. Long ago. I'm like, God, at least 5 o'clock in the damn morning, this man is playing this song. But the elements of music was always throughout the house. That's why I was always so musically inclined at a very young age, you know. And like I said, my dad and my brother, actually, when my dad passed away, my brother, me and my brother got together and we are putting his collection in a museum up there in Maryland. So definitely when that gets done, I'll definitely let you guys know so anybody that's up in Maryland can go visit and see my dad's collection. My dad, you know, very iconic. And when I heard about this, you know, it brought tears to my eyes because I wish my dad didn't pass away in 2018, where he was able to be here today. And you guys, I would have him like live telling you guys the same story and the same details he would tell me, which would solidify everything the pioneers were saying in the film. And I didn't even see the film, but I'm pretty sure everything my father would say is pretty much going to be in that film as well. So
real talk.
Definitely, man. I am proud. I can't wait.
My grandmother told me the same thing. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No. It's all good. It's all good. We have a. Go ahead. Go ahead.
My grandmother used to talk to me about the same things. You know what I'm saying? Like my grandmother put me up on these guys, you know, the Gil Scott Herons and, you know, the Bombers and, you know, those type of guys that were the rappers before the rappers. You know, this is something that, you know, Black Americans used to do way back at the Dolomites. Rudy Ray Moore was like serious with this. He even did songs with Big Daddy Kane.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just kind of the new school giving props to the old school. Nobody ever talks about that. There's a song called Big Daddy Kane versus Dolomite on his third album. You know what I'm saying? And they're going back and forth, and it's kind of like the passing down of the mic, the passing down of the culture. You dig? Which also Big Daddy Kane is performing at the reparations rally coming up. So, oh my God, yo, go ahead, man. Go ahead. I can go on all night. Go ahead.
No, we definitely is a great topic tonight, and I'm just excited to hear the great news of it coming down here because I'm definitely looking forward to hearing everything and solidifying a lot of the information coming from these pioneers. And I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of things that my dad didn't tell me about that I would be gaining knowledge from, which is very exciting to hear as well. So tonight's show we have for you guys is dissecting and analyzing hip hop And like I said, there's a lot of things out there that's going around, a lot of false narratives and people just coming into this space and just saying anything and just throwing out any labels and putting everybody in different categories. And it's not lining up with the true listeners, the true fans of the art form, you know. So I just want to show this video and show you. This is kind of like a visual of what's going on in the hip hop industry, that you can't let people just force feed you anything, because you know, people are just feeding you stuff and you're not even realizing what you're taking in or eating. All right. So this is a visual of what is going on in the hip hop community. And this is why we wanted to bring this segment this week as an emergency week, because we need to stop this right here. All right, so I just wanted to show you a visual, but you can't just be taking in anything anybody feeding you. You know what I'm saying? You gotta watch what people feed you. And in the hip hop industry,
I wasn't ready.
You wasn't ready for that. Exactly. So so you got to stop taking in what people are feeding you. You got to watch and be very mindful of what people are feeding you and handing you, because a lot of times people are feeding you wrong information, wrong facts, wrong ideology, and just different things that you guys need to be self-conscious about. Because once you keep taking things that people are feeding you, now it becomes that, oh, you already are used to it now. Why change it? You know what I'm saying? You never said nothing from the get-go. You know, you just kept doing it. So we got to be very mindful of that and watch what we are doing. All right. So let's get into it, because we are a good show for you guys tonight. We definitely want to break it down into different sections. So, all right. Coming up, we have, what is your favorite diss track in hip hop?
Oh my God. You man, you set it off right. Oh, my sweet baby Jesus. Hold up. Are we doing this? Are we really doing this tonight?
Yes, we're doing it tonight.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
If you know me, that's not even a question. If you know me, then you know the answer to the question before it's even asked.
Dog, I'm gonna put it out there right now. I don't know you like that, Bob. It's gonna be interesting from you, because I don't know which way you're gonna come. You know what I'm saying? You're a different dude, so I don't know. But I changed my top 5. I changed my top 5 greatest diss records of all time. Right? And I'm gonna put this list up. I meant to send it to you earlier, but I'm gonna put this list up tomorrow, and I'm gonna just let the chips fall where they may, because goddamn it, I said what I said.
Okay.
The greatest hip hop diss records of all time, in my view, the greatest my top 5. Not Like Us, Kendrick Lamar.
Okay.
Number one.
Okay.
Number one. That's number one.
You edgy with it, huh?
Bruh.
New hotness.
Hold up. Number 2. Number 2. Euphoria. Kendrick Lamar. It's number 2 of all time. Number 3. Hit 'Em Up by Tupac. Number 4. Ether by Nas. Number 5. No Vaseline by Ice Cube. That's my list. I said what I said. You understand me, goddammit. That's my, feel me on this shit, goddammit. Because look, bruh, me and my wife have been sitting up every night for the past 2-3 weeks. We drove to Orlando analyzing lyrics to goddamn Not Like Us and Euphoria, dude. I mean, dude, the shit is just endless. I owe Kendrick Lamar a personal apology. When this beef started, I thought he was overrated. What the fuck was wrong with me? Dude, I'm listening to these bars, dog. You gotta you gotta read the lyrics, dude. And when you read them, you gotta go back and read them again. That I told you about the Not Like Us. There's a sextuple entendre in that fucking song, bro. I don't think I've ever heard anybody drop a line that means 6 different things at one time. Trying to hit a chord and it's probably A minor. It has 6 different meanings, bro. I didn't realize that when you play the A minor chord, there are no black keys in that chord.
Yeah, exactly.
Bruh, who thinks like that? This man is not a human being. You understand what I'm saying? I'm sorry. There's that, and then there's the obvious, okay, Drake messes with minors. He's trying to hit a chord. He's trying to get under my nerves, so he's trying to hit a chord. You know what I'm saying? A minor is an actual chord. I mean, dude, one line. Every line is booby trapped like that in the song, dog. Like, I'm listening to this shit over and over, and then we find in new shit. When he said the shit about OVO, you know, you probably get a wedgie flipped over your boxes. And one of the guys I was listening to online pointed out when you give somebody a wedgie, that the ass cheeks and the wedgie is a O, the wedgie is the V, and there's an O on the other side. I'm like, holy, that shit is crazy. I'm like, what? I just thought, okay, I'm bullying you. I'm giving you a wedgie. That's what I'm thinking, because I'm a normal, regular person, right? I'm not a Kendrick Lamar level freak where I rhyme in fucking riddles like that. Nobody on the face of the earth can do that shit. I'm sorry, bro. You gave us a fucking anti-pedophile, Black American historical piece that has a goddamn history lesson. There's literally a history lesson in the 3rd verse of that song. That's a club banger. Get the fuck out of here, man. There's no diss record in the history of man that has done no shit like that. And it's what, it's 75 million views now?
Yeah.
Come on, bro. Okay, I'll get off my soapbox and just pass it. I had to just put that out there. This dude is a problem, man. Like, I went back and started listening to all his old shit because I heard the level of lyrical prowess in his diss tracks. No one has ever given us bars like that on a diss track, dude. It's just like, okay, fuck you, you ain't shit, your mama's a hoe, you know, all that kind of shit. And, you know, but I mean, the type of shit he's saying, Jesus B. Williams, that guy is special. That's all I'm gonna say, bro. That's all.
I got, okay, if I was to do the top 5, my top 5 would be I have to go with Ether, number 1.
Okay.
I think people don't understand the impact of Ether at that time. Russell Simmons had to tell Nas, yo, chill. Like, they had to ban Nas from saying it at Summerfest. And Summerfest is one of the biggest fucking concerts.
Summer Jam,
Summer Jam.
Back
concert.
Back in that time, Summer Jam was to hip hop what Woodstock was to the 70s.
Correct.
You wasn't big. It wouldn't matter if you sold out London. It wouldn't matter if you sold out Tokyo Dome. It wouldn't matter if you sold out the Wembley. If you sold out cities in Brussels or in Canada, whatever. You were nobody back in the day in hip hop if you did not go and you wasn't the headliner at Summer Jam. Summer Jam, that was the WrestleMania of rap music, right? That's the pinnacle. You made it.
So back then, Russell Simmons had to tell him, like, yo, you cannot perform. And Nas grabbed the mic, and it really burnt Nas because he couldn't give what the people came for. The people came out there to hear Ether. And he was told not to do it, and he couldn't perform it out there. And I think that if he would have did that at Summer Jam, that shit would have been like Kendrick 10 levels during that time, because nobody really knew about the level of that shit at that time. Now it's like shit. You got way more fans of hip hop and globally and everything like that.
Right.
And I think, like, the magnitude of what Ether did and two titans coming together and to crush somebody. Oh man, that was kind of crazy. So I would have that as number one. Number two, definitely Ain't Not Like Us. I've never seen anything like that. It's probably going to end up growing to be my number one eventually down the road, because remember, this shit just happened. We're talking about ether that happened years ago.
Yeah.
But this just happened, and the magnitude just keeps growing. Yo, I just seen a guy do the weather report. He's going viral. This motherfucker did a weather report, Not Like Us, talking about some wham, 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 we got a heat wave. I'm like, yo, this shit is sick. Yo, that shit is sick, yo. That shit is sick. Oh, he had three different areas that were hot, but one place was super hot. And he was like, not like us, not like us. I'm like, yo, that is crazy. How he just broke that down. He's going viral now. You guys can check it out if you tap it in on YouTube. I had posted on my page. And people were going crazy on it. Number three, I definitely would have No Vaseline. Got to put No Vaseline up there as a number three spot. What I was watching, what's the name? His son. I was watching Ice Cube's son, who did a phenomenal job playing him in the movie. And that part came up in a clip on social media, man. And when I tell you, like, they had Cube listening to it, which was his son was playing, and he was listening to the diss track that they made about him because he went solo. And he was like, they said Benedict, we had to get rid of the Benedict Arnold. And he was like, what? They calling me Benedict Arnold? Oh man, he went back in the booth and you just see his son rapping. Like, yo, fuck that with the Vaseline. I was like, yo. So that has been a pinnacle of hip hop diss. Like, that's been the cement of it before Nas and before Kendrick. That was the diss record that was heard around the world and has been a staple of diss records for a very long time. Number four would be Common. I used to love a jab at Ice Cube. I thought it was a wonderful record. But
talking about the bitch in you?
Huh?
Talking about the bitch in you?
Yeah, I used to love her. Yeah.
I Used to Love is a different record though. The bitch in you was the diss he made of Ice Cube.
No. I'm saying the record was actually a diss. It was a record, but it was kind of like a diss towards Cube and everybody else, pretty much the West Coast and everything like that. So to me, that was to me was a diss record that I felt was it was an actual good record, but it was also much needed as far as dissing individuals as well. He took it to the West Side. He also took it to Daz Effects. It was a little slight at Daz Effects in that record as well, when he was like, grabbing her and taking her to the sewer. Daz Effects was always rapping out of the sewers and stuff like that. So I think the evolution of moving hip hop from being this culture of, beautified and pro-black, and then now it's talking about bitches and hoes and all that. I like that record. It was a pretty dope record, and that's what Cube came back and fired shots back when he found out that the record was kind of aimed at him.
I did not know that. Interesting take on that. Okay. Go ahead.
And the last one, even though I have Beanie's, even though I have Jada Kiss winning that, I like the Jada Kiss diss better. But I gotta say, man, Beans kind of ripped on that one, man. The Jada Kiss diss. I like that diss record, man. That was a pretty dope diss record.
Okay.
I can't remember the name. I think it's Sun Kiss or something like that. Was that the Beanie joint?
This is your top five. You can't remember the name of it?
No, I can't remember the name. No, because I like the Jada Kiss joint better. But what I said is that I would give credit to Beans, because remember, even in Nas's diss, he was like, yo, compared to Beans, you whack. I think Beanie Siegel is a phenomenal lyricist. You know what I'm saying?
He gets slept on heavily.
I don't think he get enough credit for it. But he really held Rockefeller together. Like, he was the real muscle and the strength in the centerpiece of Rockefeller that brought that hardcoreness to it. But I think what he said in that Jadakiss diss was pretty dope. Even though I got the Jadakiss diss better than his diss, but I can't deny that the facts that he just went on for a long time, just ripping some real dope lyrics in that. So
you talking about Put Your Hands Up? Is that the one you talking about?
Yeah, Put Your Hands Up. Correct.
Okay.
Put Your Hands up. Yeah, he went, man. He was like, I'm not. He said, I'm not your ball over the fence. I run in your park. Yo, he was just going in on him.
Yeah, he was nice on there. He was nice.
Yeah,
but Jada got his ass.
Yeah, Jada guy. I like Jada's verse better, but I got to give Beans credit on that. So I definitely would put that up there as a nice reply. So those are my top 5. So I give it to you, Bob.
Bet, Bobby, what you got?
All right. So again, like I said, anybody that knows me knows what my answer to this question is. So first and foremost, what is my my number one diss record or my favorite diss record of all time?
What's up, nigga?
Yeah, he said it. Well, Jay-Z. Ether, I got at my number 1 spot.
Yeah.
That to me has held the crown consistently, hasn't budged. And the funny thing is, the reason I love it so much is the same reason why I love Kendrick's assault on Drake so far, because really Ether was the Not Like Us in Euphoria before the Not Like Us in the Euphoria.
Yes, it was.
I liked it because it did it first in terms of complexity, in terms of the overall quality of the diss. The other thing I also like about it, and this is so much a knock to either Drake or to Kendrick, but when you look at the overall, when you look at the cast, the whole story, the cast, the time this happened, and everything that took place,
yeah,
you're talking about 2 titans. This was when New York was under, big ups to Cali. Cali was doing its thing. The Midwest has its spitters. The South wasn't really getting respect like that, but they were there. But this was back when New York was the undisputed king of hip hop. New York was the mecca of hip hop, of rap music at the time, and no one was really talking about any other area. The topic of the day was who's the king of New York. Who's the best in New York. And, MCs were hungry. It was a different style. It was literally like the jungle, the concrete jungle going down. And you had Nas. He was at one of the people who's being talked about being in that tier. Jay-Z being talked about as one of the people who were at that tier. And so this was literally the equivalent of the 2 greatest pound for pound fighters, whether it's boxing, MMA, kickboxing, Muay Thai, whatever the case is. These are your 2 pound for pound greats in their prime going face to face. So when you ever ask yourself, man, what would be the dream fight? I want to see these 2 fighters go at it in their time, whatever. You had these 2 going at it in their prime of their powers. So this was really a battle for supremacy at the time. So this wasn't, one of them is kind of washed up or they were both on the decline. They're looking for clout. They're looking for something to get their careers going on. This was when the stakes was high. And to be honest, an L could really severely affect the trajectory of either person's career now. The stakes was up there. That's number 1. Number 2, what I love about the track is, and the funny thing is you dropped a lot of jewels about the track, Anthony, but there's a step further. It wasn't just that Russell begged Nas to not go ahead and perform this in Summer Jam. The funny thing is, this what the Ether that everybody knows that I just dropped the intro of, that's not even the original Ether.
True.
There was this is the second version for the same reason. When Nas originally wrote the first track, and the A&Rs, everybody heard that, they were bugging the hell out. They're like, "Yo, hey, because this was back in those days, we didn't have streaming and social media like that. The DJs, the radio stations, they played all these tracks. So there was a battle going back and forth. The DJs were like, hey, this is DJ such and such on W something something. I've got that brand new disc record from Nas. Make sure you tune in 9 o'clock. He said time is going down." So people would camp around their radios, their cars, their house, whatever. They wanted to hear the new hotness dropping.
Yeah.
When the A&Rs and everybody heard this record that was being recorded, they were like, yo, Nas, we cannot, like, hey, this is too much for the radio. We're going to get huge sanctions. We cannot put this to air. We can't drop this. They're like, and Nas was heated. He's like, nah, this is how I feel. Like, no, Nas, we get it. But we can't play this. We cannot let you drop this. You got to do something else. So he literally had to stash that. And mind you, that track was a heater if you've never heard it before. I think it was Ron Browse, actually, shout out to him, who did the track for the second ether. But just to show you how serious and how intense Nas was about it, Swizz Beatz actually did the track for the first one, for the original one. So if you could think back to Swizz's discography, the kind of tracks, the street joints he's put out, you know this was something that was going to knock. So this was definitely going to be your euphoria, your club track of the day back then coming out.
Yeah.
But they had to stash that. And then Nas sat back, he went on Bacon and he came and put out the second ether. And again, same thing like Kendrick. If you go, and I like to refer to genius.com because they do a really good job with breaking down lyrics.
They do.
If you go to genius.com and look up all the citations and the breakdowns of that song, the song at face value is nasty, it's devastating. But just like with this track, there's a lot of jabs. And if you don't know the backstory, you wouldn't get. But there's a lot of things that Nas is alluding to. There's a lot of sneak shots he's putting in there. When you actually understand that, I already like the track, but it was about maybe 8 or 9 years ago. I actually, when I was looking up some lyrics or something, and I went and actually found it on there. I'm like, oh, let me go and look and see what they're talking about here.
Yeah.
And when I looked and I saw all the different layers of that onion, I was like, Jesus Christ.
Nasty.
Woo.
It's nasty.
I already thought that Nas had won that battle. I already thought that. When I saw that, I'm like, oh, there's no question about it now. The only reason you can think Takeover did the job is if you don't actually understand what's being said here. So you still have to talk about Jay-Z won, bless your heart. You just don't know better. But if you know, you know. Yeah. So that's why Ether is at the top for me. I probably would have given it to Kendrick for the same reason you did. But I'm only giving credit to Nas first because, just in my opinion, Nas did it first. Not to that level, but he did it first. And also at the peak of the powers. Drake, he's at the top of the music chain right now, but I wouldn't call him at the top of the hip-hop rap charts. I liked older Drake, but let's be honest. Drake is a pop rapper. This man's doing a reggaeton track one week. He's featured on a salsa album the next. Then he's going to dip his feet into the thug rap genre for a minute. Then he's going to do the Lover Boy stuff. Drake don't know what he want to be other than successful. And I tip my hat to him for that, but he's not really all in with the hip-hop. Hip-hop is universal. Hip-hop has gone across the world. Its elements is felt everywhere. But real hip-hop, even when it's sampling and going different places, it still remains hip-hop. Drake is a chameleon. So I can't give him... And Kendrick, I love Kendrick, but he hasn't been that active lately. I wouldn't say that he's at his peak now. I wouldn't say he's on the decline, but he's kind of plateaued for me. I still love Kendrick, still love his stuff, but maybe if this was Kendrick back in his Good Kid, Mad City era during that point where he was popping, when he had that buzz, when he's out there, maybe against Drake at that time too, I would have given a higher priority level. But because this is Kendrick kind of, cooling, just doing his own thing, and Drake not really having that presence in hip hop, for me, it's not the same level, or the stakes aren't as high as it was back when Nas and Jay-Z was going at it. So that's why that's my number one. My number two, but like I said, the only reason he didn't get it was because the GOAT's at number one. So number two is wop, 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 wop. Not like us. Wop, 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 wop.
That's crazy. Yeah.
You already know what it is. Number three, gotta tip my hat to the West Coast. The man himself, Ice Cube, No Vaseline. And again, I've always been a sucker for story because story matters. I'm like AMC, story matters here, right? When you look at the history behind that, the most successful group, the most successful artist or actor come out of the West Coast period, No Vaseline, NWA, they defined an era. They definitely defined the attitude of the West Coast. Hated or love it, for better for worse, they are considered the face, the poster child of gangster rap. NWA was that crew, iconic. Not just in rap music, but in music history, period. They carved out that era. So for the group to fall apart the way it did was heavy. And then when they decided to go after Ice Cube, he's like, you know what? I basically put y'all on my back. I built y'all. I'm gonna tear down what I built with my own hands. And he basically popped up. He went John Wick on his whole crew. He did it masterfully.
It's crazy.
And like you said, no Vaseline.
It's crazy.
Number 4, Hit 'Em Up. Again, storyline matters. West Coast was represented with the diss tracks. The East Coast, West Coast battles were huge, defined an era, huge era of music history, period. And here you go. You got Biggie over there doing his thing, but to a larger extent, Biggie was kind of being kept in check by Puffy. He was trying to be strategic about how they went out. Nobody had a leash on Pac. Pac said exactly what he felt, and he kicked the door down. First of all, look, your bitch in the clicky. He didn't care. He came out with it. There was no filter on him, and he let it be known off top.
Savage.
He wasn't interested in being the most lyrical. He wasn't interested in having the most, metaphors and similes. He wasn't trying to have a bunch of layers. He just said straight up, "This is how I feel." There's no confusion about what I'm talking about, who I'm coming at right here.
Yeah.
Number 5.
That shit. What's number 5?
Gonna put a song that hasn't been mentioned by anyone, or a battle hasn't been mentioned by anyone, but it's got to be for me, "The Ripper Strikes Back" by LL Cool J.
Oh wow!
This was another major battle back then, because again, look in the context of the rap game, you had a lot of way before we got to where we are with the mumble rap and everything now. Even back then, what was considered real hip hop, what was considered pure, was a major debate. So you had the backpackers, the underground artists, versus the mainstream artists who get in that play. And back in those days, Cannabis had been a respected battler in the streets for years. He was that one cat that nobody wanted to battle. Now, I love Rip, I love Cannabis. Nobody would ever necessarily accuse him of having the greatest albums. I liked a couple of them, but that wasn't really his forte. You knew you knew going to get lyrical substance out of him. Wasn't the best at crafting together an album, but you knew he was going to have bars. You knew his verses were going to be crazy. So LL Cool J was the poster boy for mainstream music at that time. He was your lover boy. Yeah. He was making all the, the Goo Goo Gaga girls hits. I need love. Dude was, I would say, probably someone give it to Big Daddy Kane, but I would say LL Cool J was probably the first pure lover boy swooner crooner of rap back in that day. He did his thing very well. He was stylish. He had all the features that women found attractive. He was muscular. He was strong. He was spinning all the bars. Dude could talk your lady out of her drawers in front of you. Todd Smith had that game back then.
He was sick with it.
So it was easy to jump on him as being the idea of everything that's wrong with rap music at that time back then, and Cannabis did that. Nobody expected LL to go back and forth with a beast like Cannabis, and they were given as good as they got. And second round knockout on that legendary cipher that Cannabis was a part of. Yeah, he tore LL's ass a new one, and everyone pretty much was looking at the battle like, this is it. He did his thing. It's too much to overcome. And then LL went together and penned The Ripper Strikes Back, and he tore him apart. And one of the biggest, most pivotal bars of second round knockout was basically when Cannabis was like saying, "Hey man, you ain't real rap. You just here for the ladies." And the bar he crafted that captured that all perfect was, 99% of your fans are all chicks.
No, wear high heels.
Wear high heels. Excuse me.
Fans wear high heels.
High heels. And that was like the day, man. Don't matter how good you might be, he pulled your card on that.
Yeah.
LL came back, fired a nasty combination, and the death blow. When he popped this, everything was downhill from there. He took that same bar, flipped it, and said 99. Because again, remember the whole idea of the underground not really being consequential, not being pivotal, not really having any impact.
Yeah.
LL said 99% of your fans
don't exist. Damn, that shit was hard. That shit's still hard when you just say it out loud.
It was nasty. And the thing is, that song did a lot to also boost LL's standings in the streets too. Because again, he was known as the ladies' man. That was his thing. When he came back with that bar, he won the battle, but he also gained a lot of respect of the underground heads. A lot of them had like, you know what? You came went toe-to-toe, blow for blow with one of our best, and you came out on the other end the victor. We got to give you your props. You ain't just out here by the ladies. You're a legit artist. So that changed a lot of things for LL in that time too.
Real talk.
And he never switched up his formula, still did his thing. But, you know, the hits definitely were valid after that, and the respect was there in the streets. So that's my number 5. Honorable mention for number 6, and not that it's in any big context, but just because it was something that a lot of people had always wanted to see. They never really got a chance to see it because he'd been highly acclaimed, big artist. But for the longest time, and there's still a lot of mystery behind it, but there had been some tension between T.I. and Ludacris in the streets. And no one really knew what this cause of it was, what the backstory was. But a lot of people had always said because, you know, Ludacris' style was, you know, crazy. He had great lyrical dexterity, especially being a Southern rapper. That kind of style of flow wasn't something that people were really used to too much down here, unless you were someone like Andre 3000 or Big Boy from Outkast or something like that. Yeah. But Luda hopped on a track with Young Buck in the Game called Stomp. And if you heard that last verse where Luda came in, I'm so upset that they didn't actually decide to, you know, escalate it and put it to a whole-out war. Because if they did, I'm positive that the gems that were going to be produced were really going to change the way the South is viewed in terms of the battle scene.
That would have been one for the books. Yeah.
But that verse right there, if you haven't heard it, I still keep that song on my workout playlist. It's been there consistently since it dropped. Check out Luda's verse on Stomp. And the way he goes in on T.I. Oh, man. It ain't that nice. Clifford got that work. It might not be the best diss track compared to some of the others out there, because there were definitely some others I could put up there. But simply because this was something that was unexpected, it was one of those, you know, hypotheticals. Man, I wonder if Luda ever got into it with anybody. That was never really his lane. You know, he was a laid back fun rapper. But I wonder what happened if you took the party guy that everyone likes. He has a great flow. He has all the tools. I wonder what happened if you made that ninja mad and actually, you know, put a key in his back, wound up, and let him go. That verse right there gave us a taste of what that would look like if we got Hulk smash Ludacris.
I don't know who wins that battle. Real talk. So that's
check that verse out. Check that verse out and get back at me on that, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely check that out. I'm gonna check that out.
I can see the look on your face too.
Oh man, because T.I. is my favorite rapper from the South. After J. Cole, no, not even. He's my favorite rapper from the South. J. Cole is the best rapper from the South. You know what I'm saying? But T.I. is largely in part because he's a serious rapper. If Ludacris ever got serious, how EPMD say MCs are jumping out shoes and socks. If Ludacris ever became a serious rapper, you heard him say he take Hove. If you talk about writing the best verse, he just said a couple weeks ago he would wash Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? I was like, whoa, them big claims. I can see
that too, actually.
I can see that too. I can see it. That boy is nasty. He's nasty. Ludacris.
Check that verse. Get back to me.
Okay, he's probably the most underrated rapper ever. So yeah, all right. What you got, Ant? What you got? I know you've been itching to move on to the next joint. What's up?
Yeah, we gotta move through these things quick. Because I had a lot, boy. We took up a lot of time with that.
Okay.
All right. Let's go through it. All right. Next one. You Got Me versus All I Need. So You Got Me, The Roots versus Method Man, All I Need. Which one you guys rolling with?
That's easy. All I Need all day. Easy. That's easy for me.
Yeah. All I Need. I love both to death, but All I Need was something that was heavier. That was something different.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Which one of these are your which childhood run you think childhood star had a good
run? This is hilarious.
You're sick. You're sick.
Oh man. Which childhood star was the joint?
Which childhood star had the best run, you think?
The best run? Yeah. Gotta give it up for Breezy. Well, shit, no, Michael Jackson is up there. Fuck that. Michael Jackson. Period.
I'd say Michael Jackson. I'd say let's Michael Jackson the default. I say, but who's the number two? That's the fair question. That's the real.
Breezy's number two. Breezy's number two.
Yeah,
I would do number two. I would do that as well too.
Yeah, Michael Jackson is not a human being, so you can't really count him among these mere people, these mere mortals.
Facts.
Yeah, Breezy. Okay. All right, what you got? Yeah. Let's go.
Okay. Best Nas verse on which one of these tracks?
Come on, man. Come on. You really want to do this?
What is wrong with
you? Really want to do this? Come on. The first song I ever heard this nigga rap on. Streets disciple. My rap's a trifle. I shoot slugs from my brain just like a rifle. Stampede the stage, man. Barbecue murders all them shits. Period. To this day. And any other fucking song that Nas featured on. Barbecue.
So you got Live at the Barbecue?
What? Hell yeah!
What you got? What you got, Bobby?
Ooh, got me sweating bullets. I love Live at the Barbecue. I think that's probably one of the best debut tracks of an artist ever. I mean, talking about not needing any warm up or feeling yourself, whatever, but just coming in raw, straight up. Mm-hmm. Man came in that track like he was a veteran.
Yeah.
I would have to say my favorite. I gotta say Verbal Intercourse. I got it. The whole track is crazy. The whole track is crazy.
You done took my fucking option.
Okay. Verbal Intercourse is dope.
It was definitely sick.
Sick. Shout out to the God, man. Nasty Nas is a rebel to America. That motherfucker right there.
Nas is a rebel to America, baby.
Yeah,
definitely. All right. Which rapper never misses on a feature?
What you got? What you got? Oh, you don't have a list. You just want to say which. That's
it's not. It's just which rapper never misses on a feature.
Wow. I was gonna say Lil Wayne, but he got some stinkers out there. He normally, I would say he's probably the most consistent on features though. Mm-hmm. Wayne is probably the most consistent on features. That motherfucker is a problem. Yeah, he's not. I would say Lil Wayne. He's the most consistent. He's missed a couple times, but he's the most consistent on features. And I don't like Lil Wayne. I don't like Lil Wayne, but that motherfucker's sick.
All right.
I'd say Wayne is a respectable answer. I wouldn't give him that. I would have to say my captain consistent, and I'm not sure if he's ever missed or dropped the ball on one. Gotta be
Jada
Mr. Raspy.
Okay, that's a great pick.
I haven't seen him bomb out on anything. I haven't heard. Not that maybe he has. I just haven't heard it.
Yeah, he's nasty. He's nasty. That's a great pick.
You're right. Jada do be on some shit. That's a good pick.
A great pick.
Yeah, my pick would be. I don't think he's had as much features like that I know of.
Yeah,
but I think I know where you're going.
I think I haven't heard him bomb on a feature.
Who them is?
I know
Andre 3 Stacks.
I knew he was gonna say it.
Yeah,
I knew he was going there.
Yeah, I don't think, man, what he did with on Donda. Oh my gosh,
that was dope.
Best fucking verses. Shit.
Yeah.
That's what made people realize, like, yo, you still got juice in the tank. That's what made people mad with his flute thing, because they like, yo, the last thing I heard was how you fucking, dog, the storytelling in 3 Stacks is serious.
Yeah, he's
the way
a problem.
He brought that shit to life for his mom, bro, like that was crazy.
Those are 3
Dre
excellent.
is probably the greatest example in hip hop of quality control. When you're talking about, and now, I mean, I think he could probably drop a song literally every day and wouldn't fade off. I think he's that good and that talented.
He's nasty.
But when you talk about curating and only dropping when you have something to say and making your releases count, Dre does that.
Yeah, he does.
You know, he may drop once every dozen years, but when he does drop, it's vintage. It's like a clone of the original. There's no phase off. He's been living in the future, and every time he drops, it's not something that you heard yesterday. He's went to the future again. He went back home to get from year 3000 and drop it here in 20 whatever the year is. That's
a big one. Have y'all heard his verse on "Sorry"? Just fucking "Sorry" by T.I. I'm gonna put that song in the chat. Yo,
at least I can't recall.
I can't recall, but I'm pretty sure I heard it.
I think that's his best feature ever.
Yeah.
That's how hard that shit is.
What album was that on?
It was on the Trouble Man album. He couldn't promote it properly because he was locked up. But the Trouble Man album, which is incidentally T.I.'s best album, by the way.
Yeah.
Sorry's on that album. I'm gonna send that shit. Yo.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, and what you got? What you got? Let's go. We ready now. Let's go. What's up?
All right. Best female MC out of New York.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
Off this list right here.
It's easy for me, bro.
I know you're gonna say too.
It's Nicki Minaj by a mile, bro. That's just what it is. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't even like Nicki Minaj, but that motherfucker can spit, bro. Like real talk, because I don't like the shit she talks about or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Her toxicity, but her talent is undeniable. Nicki Minaj is sick, dude. So
okay. Oh, okay. Who you got, Bobby? Maybe I'm the lone wolf on here. I probably. Who you got, Bobby?
I would have to say, I have to say it. I got to give it to Light.
Okay.
MC Light. Okay. My close, I wouldn't say close second, but my number 2 would be Remy. I like this. I'd like to see a bigger body of work from her, but Remy has been nasty for a minute. Way back from the Terror Squad days, and you know, Pun really tried her a whole lot. Really took on her wing. Yeah. She definitely lived up to the name Remy Ma. She definitely did her thing. And I also believe that she also slaughtered Nicki in that battle they had as well too.
She did. She won the battle.
That Sheetha joint was crazy. She went off.
She snapped. You know, you can't deny that.
But Light has been consistent, and even I can't remember the last time she dropped, but she's dropped in the past decade. Even the joint that I heard from her then, still solid. Her voice was distinctive. You know, she had the ability to even though that was never really her lane, she had the ability to be hardcore, to be just as thug nasty as the dudes. But when she wanted to get in her roughneck, I wouldn't say her lover girl because that was never her. But when she tried to get seductive on the track, whatever, get that nasty vibe going, she was able to do that as well too. She's another one of those go-getter types where you say, hey, flow about this. She's going to go get it. Talk about this topic. She's going to go get it.
Yeah.
Very versatile. She doesn't get, I think, enough credit for being versatile the way she is.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And?
Y'all gonna look at me crazy. I hope not.
Oh, you gonna do it?
He's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. He's gonna do it.
He's gonna do it.
What y'all think I'm gonna choose?
I know you're gonna say Roxanne Shante.
Yeah.
I know you're gonna say Roxanne. I don't know why, but maybe you can tell us what's up. Talk to
Roxanne Shante. I think Roxanne Shante sets the bar for all of the women that's there. When she came out during her time, remember she had got into it with I think it was UTFO,
UTFO, yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of the guys didn't even realize that. They was like, "Yo, who is this girl that's just rhyming so tight like that?" Like she set the trend in the bar for female rappers. And then you remember she also came at KRS-One too. I think a lot of people forgot that about the bridge.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. So she is a legendary type woman who set the trend like for the high pivotal intellectual rap artists, kind of like a what Rakim did during that time. And I think for the females, to see somebody come out like that, I think that was so pivotal, and it kind of made women say, "Hey, I can compete with guys just as well as far as lyrical stuff." And they didn't get pumped. She was not getting pumped. She was knocking niggas out left and right, and they were mad at that. You know,
I give her a lot of credit for those exact reasons. So yeah, I hear where you're going with that pick. Okay, I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at that at all.
All right, so next one we got up is rank the locks. Number one, 1 for trash, 2 for Irish, 3 for good, 4 for great, and 5 for elite.
Is this a question? Really? Dude, if you're not ranking the locks of 4 or 5, don't even fucking talk to me about hip hop. Get the fuck out of here. Period. If you're not ranking the locks 4 or 5, get the fuck out of here, man. You don't know shit about hip hop. That's how I see it.
Warlocks.
I'm just saying, these niggas are all. I mean, Sheik Luke, you know, he's Styles P and Jada. They always show it, right? Lou, his style is a little more abstract. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say Lou is whack or nothing like that, but it's more abstract. So the shit he says goes over people's head a lot. What's up? What you saying? But Lou is dope too. These guys,
Lou is
look what they did to the dipshits. Look what they did to him. Like, yo,
Jada and Styles are elite. There's no forget hanging around with them. I mean, there's no way you gonna be in a group with Jada and Luch and you can't spit. That's not possible. Right. They're not gonna stand for it. They don't do the clip. They're not like one of these whack trios where they just toss somebody in there for padding, whatever. No,
they different.
If you rocking with them, it's got to be substance.
Yeah. Luch is dope too. He really is, but he goes over people's heads.
I think that's the problem. He goes over, but that's what also makes them so great. I got him as 5. I got him as elite because I don't.
Yeah.
To me, there's no flaws in it. You know what I'm saying? Elite. Even if you don't, because even there's people that probably don't rock with Jada and Sheik like that. I mean, Styles like that, but they understand Lou. You know what I'm saying? So I think he gets the back end of what the others don't produce, and I think that trio alone is
balanced. They're actually very well balanced for that reason. Yeah,
they are. Yeah,
and it's believe it or not, if you go and listen to some of their work, dog, Lou done got Jada and Styles on some tracks, man. That motherfucker go off, bro. Like I think people they're so focused on Jada and Styles so much that they don't really pay attention to listen to Lou. But
and he's fine with that too. He's fine with that too. He don't care about that. But
like I said, what they did to the diplomats,
she the silverback for a reason.
Yeah. It was great, man. They're sick, man. They are probably the most underrated rap group of all time. They are special, and that versus against the diplomats was the proof of it. That was a seek and destroy mission, bro. That shit wasn't even a versus. My God, yo, I'm glad they stopped it when they did.
So you guys, I got 5. What you guys got?
5. Elite, all day.
Okay,
that's 5. That Bobby put up 10.
Damn right, that wasn't the question.
Best 90s New York rap and R&B collab.
Oh wow. Ooh, this is hard, man. This is hard. You really made us do this, man. Shit. I'm sorry, man. I gotta do it.
Yeah.
Shorty, I'm there for you anytime you need me. For real, girl, it's me in your world. Believe me, yo, Method murdered that fucking verse. Dude, to this day, that's like the hardest rap about girls ever written. That shit, that's it right there. That's it. Yeah. Even One More Chance is a close second, but it ain't on the level of I'll Be There For You. All I need was it.
What
Bobby?
you got? Yeah, what you got, Bob?
I would say, well, yeah, I definitely agree with you for the number one. And I think we talked about the history behind that song as well, too. But that song really was a moment in time, man.
Yeah, you talked about it. Yeah.
That song was, honest to goodness, Black love on wax.
Yeah.
And we never had that before. Not that wasn't out there, but we've had, because you showed several other songs. There were songs talking about relationships, or just the ups and downs and everything else. How I feel about you.
Mm-hmm.
But that song transcended everything else. There was no vulgarity in it. There was nothing foul. It was just pure. This is a blue collar from the ground, not poverty, but this is like an average relationship that we can get behind. I'm gonna do the best I can for you. You're gonna do the best you can for me.
Yeah.
We're gonna make this thing work. It's you and me against the whole world. It was just pure. And it's so crazy how we almost never got that. How that almost was just something as simple as like a little intro to another song. They're like, wait, no, let's make this a song in and of itself. Ooh. And that song was historical.
Yeah, it is. I don't think Method even realized to this day. What about you? You said the same thing?
No, I got because it said the remix.
Okay.
And One More Chance remix, man.
Sick.
When I tell you,
it was sick.
When that shit came out, man, that shit had me on another level, yo.
Yeah.
Because the vocals was from Aaliyah, it was Mary, it was like all the key women that had some real dope vocals at the 90s was on that fucking track. Like,
it was sick.
That shit was so sick, yo. So I just say for that list, definitely Biggie One More Chance remix. But overall, the Method Man joint solidified everything.
Yeah,
like you guys put it together about how it's the best, man and woman track ever. Especially during that time, was much needed. So yeah, so just because of that list, I definitely would give the edge to One More Chance, the remix.
Yay!
All right.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Next up, we got is a song you listen to when you're sad. A rap song you listen to when you're sad.
Ooh, that's easy for me.
Yeah,
that's real easy for me. What about y'all? Y'all got one? I got my go-to.
Shoot, I got several depending on what the mood is.
My go-to when I'm sad, I'm in a bad mood. Notorious Thugs, boy. Listen, I could be in a fucking coma. If you put that shit on, I'm gonna be on that big. Nigga, Stevie J showed his natural black ass on that beat, bruh. Like, yo, that is the most.
I keep forgetting he did that, man. I keep forgetting.
I've ever heard. Like the way he produced that shit, he brought in every instrument. This the piano, then the guitars come in, and then the hi-hats come in. Then he brings in the clap, then the snare, then the bass. Dude, it's fucking bananas. That
that's my shit. The layering was
stank. Just
top
stank.
Notch. You could do a whole class in layering of beat production and layering off that alone. That beat was masterful.
That beat is what made me start producing beats.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy mother of God. Yo, this nigga is dope. Like, yo, that rat face shit or whatever the fuck he be doing, stop doing that bullshit, bro. Make tracks. Dude, that's some of the greatest shit I've ever heard. What the fuck is that? Like, dude, this dude is talented, man.
Yeah.
And then you put Biggie. I've never heard Biggie rap like this. You understand? Before or since. But yo, Biggie wrote their ass a receipt on that track, yo. I was like, holy crap, this dude.
That is And from somebody who's not really a Biggie Smalls fan like that, I mean, if there's like a top 10 list or whatever,
yeah,
I give him a nod just out of respect for what he's meant not only to the culture but to a lot of my other favorite artists.
Right.
But I've never been there's only a few Biggie Smalls I actually like and will listen to.
Yeah.
That right there has been top of the list, not close to budgie.
Real talk.
That boy showed his whole entire ass. And I'm talking about the whole 300 pounds of it on that track. He went off.
He went slap ass off. And to even hang with Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Yeah. There were no weak links on that song.
And doing what they do,
there were no weak links on that song at all. Nobody was getting carried.
Yeah,
Dude
that was crazy.
So what about you?
Right.
No, okay. So with the sad song, I would have to go sticking with Biggie. Sky's the limit. That always puts me in a different stratosphere. Every time I
like that.
That was always positive for me.
Yeah. That's
that's a great pick. That's very uplifting.
Very uplifting. I love the vocals from 112. I think that's one of the best groups, male groups I've ever listened to. The soothingness of them, the combination of everything. It was just a very positive song. So anytime I'm in that mood, just to uplift me, that would be the song that I play.
I love it. Excellent pick. Pick. Yeah. Okay. Bob, what about you?
I honestly can't pick just one. Okay. I have three, and usually I listen in rotation.
Okay.
I actually have these songs on a playlist. Usually, when I'm usually in grieving, because I'm a very heavily musical person. I'm a person who, if I'm having a conversation with somebody, I can come up with lyrics or a song or think of a song for just about anything anyone's talking about. Like I have so much rattling around here. So when I'm grieving in particular, I find music definitely helps me just, get out, even if I can't cry, if I can't shed tears, but I feel like I'm emoting based on what I'm listening to at that moment. So my three, of course, you knew the GOAT had to be up there. Nas.
Okay.
Along with Quan or Don for Quan, Just a Moment. That was off the Streets Disciple album. That's probably one of the best morning songs I've ever heard. It's a very beautiful song, very deep, very potent, very respectful and reverent. Very powerful. It's definitely helped me through a lot of rough times when I had to say goodbye to people I care about. The number two's got to be Until the End of Time with Tupac and RL.
Okay. Good one.
Very powerful song. Not even just grieving music, but if I'm just like in a place where I need to contemplate, I need to think. I've been out on the beach and I just have that song in my headphones on repeat at night. And I'm just staring at the moon. I'm just watching the waves come in, and it's a very powerful grounding song for me. And my number three has got to be no one would see this one coming. It's Flowers for the Dead by Cuban Link and Tony Sunshine. A tribute song that he made when Big Pun passed away. Very beautiful song, very powerful song. It uses the it uses as the sample the Young the Restless track.
Okay.
Very powerful, very potent. You can really hear the pain and the anguish in the song. There have been times when I needed to cry and I really couldn't get the tears out of my own. I have that song running and I can get it out while I hear it playing. Really, really finds a way to tap into your psyche. Love those songs, man. Very powerful for me.
Interesting picks. Okay. I'm gonna have to check those out, gang. I like the sound of that. Okay.
Nice. Definitely. All right. Which group below had the best first album? So we had De La Soul. We have Brand Nubian. We have Farside.
Wow.
We have 3-6 Mafia. We have Bone Thugs. We have the Locks. We have 8 Ball and MJG. We got the Ghetto Boys. We have Tribe Called Quest. We have Rakim. We have UGK. We have The Dog Pound.
What's Rakim?
Is it Rakim?
That's Public Enemy.
Oh, Public Enemy. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Oh,
Public
yeah.
Enemy. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Who was that? Mobb Deep.
Ooh.
Mobb Deep, yeah.
Naughty by Nature.
Mm-hmm.
What's the next one next to that? Can't see that one too well. You got Goody Mob, Fugees, EPMD, Outkast, and Clips. I'm trying to figure out what's the one with the jumpsuits.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, that's whatchamacallit? That's True.
Oh, okay.
That's Understanding the Criminal Mind.
Gotcha.
True. TRU?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay. That's okay. That's yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. This is pretty easy for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is pretty easy for me. Tribe Called Quest, hands down. I think that People's Instinctive Travels in the Paths of Rhythm is not only the best first album here, but it's their best album. And it really set a mold for what you would call the hippie rap, the hippie rapsters. You know what I'm saying? Like the rappers that are not too serious, but they're still conscious. The regular everyday rap guy that's abstract in his thought process.
Yeah.
That really set a mold for that, because there was nobody really doing that before Tribe was doing that. You know what I'm saying? Their first single for crying out loud was "I Left My Wallet in El Segundo." We heard that shit and we like, what the fuck is this? But yo, that beat was banging so hard, and he was just vibing. You know what I'm saying? It was so different. You couldn't help but like it. You know what I'm saying? That album right there, that's my top. It's in my top 10 of greatest hip hop albums of all time, and it came out in what, 87.
Yeah,
that shit was spectacular. That's the one for me. And that's not to, Public Enemy is my favorite rap group of all time, but their second album is when that's when they took off. The first one, Yo Bum Rush the Show, was all right. You know what I'm saying? The second one took off. But yeah, that's mine.
Okay, definitely. That's a good
Bobby,
choice.
Ant, what you got? What y'all got?
I was gonna agree with your answer, People's Instinctive Travels.
Yeah.
I'd also take it a step further. I would say that probably more than any other group before or after, I would say that A Tribe Called Quest definitely played a huge role, if not was a huge influence on the creation and innovation of what we know as neo soul.
I agree. Yeah, because it's really what they were doing is kind of a derivative of that style that neo soul came with. Like Erykah Badu kind of came from this album. Yeah, that's real.
D'Angelo, all those you can see the birth and the genesis of a lot of these artists, especially early in their careers.
Yeah, I agree.
And even some of the new ones based off of this, the noir rhymes and rhythms, the jazz influence, the funk elements that's in there. This was essentially a neo soul rap album, and that really fit a lot of the Tribe Called Quest's style and their aesthetic going forward. Even the productions, you had a lot of hip hop type production on a lot of neo soul albums. It's a soul album. It's singing. No one's going to confuse it for rap or hip hop, and yet you have these artists singing and crooning on legit hip hop beats that have this soulful hi-hat funk type flavor to them. That's a Tribe Called Quest right there. Straight up. My number 2, and that's hard, but I would probably have to give it out of who's listed. I got to give it to Mobb Deep, Juvenile Hall. I think the album that was after was better, but I have to give it to them because when you look at the quality of the lyrics, the style, the whole feel of it, it's hard to imagine that they were still kids. Like they were still kids when this album came out, like youngins. All right. So when you listen to that, they were putting out legitimate grown ass man music. at that time. You wouldn't expect kids to be able to come with that level of depth, even if they have the beats or whatever. Even if someone else is writing the bars for them, you wouldn't expect them to be able to come out and have that feel like they've been here before with that kind of music. And they were able to do that. So for the maturity, the gravitas of the album and the music and the influence, I would have to give it to Mobb Deep. At that point, I don't know. That's anyone's game. It could be 8 Ball MJG. It could be Lox. Shoot, it could be. I wouldn't take it away from it. It could be Goody Mob. Can't forget Ghetto Boys. It's a fight.
Yeah, it's some fire up there. After People's Instinctive Travels, I say my number 2 will probably be Southern Playalistic Outkast. But you know, we could go on and on with this list. I'm gonna just keep it there. But what you got?
No, well, you know, ACTQ is my favorite group of all time, so a little bit biased on that. But you know, Bonita Applebum really set the mood off for interaction with men. You know, talking to women. You know, and kind of in a way of saying, you know, whatever it is that you need to feel comfortable around me, I got it. You know, he says, if you need it, I got plenty of prophylactics, you know, safe sex. So it was like, it's not an issue with me wearing condoms or anything like that. So yeah, that was a definitely great album to relax and chill. I would have to say my second would, I know you're not a fan favorite, probably wouldn't be a favorite of y'all, but De La Soul, because you know the two go hand in hand. I felt like ACT and De La Soul were pretty much like, yo, they were like brothers. You know, the whole Jungle Crew, the whole Zulu Nation. You know, I felt like
the native tongues.
Yeah, the native tongues. So you know, the coming with Buddy. You know, Buddy was a big hit off that De La Soul.
Huge.
It was kind of like bringing fun and unity in that whole album, man. So
remix, Buddy, that shit was special, dog.
That playful aspect of hip hop. You know, hip hop can be serious, it can be everything else, but you can also have fun.
Exactly.
You know, you can just chill. You ain't gotta be the toughest. You ain't gotta be the most thug, nastiest, hardest dude in the block or whatever. You don't have to be trying to, you know, sweet talking the draws off someone. You can just be kicking it and just chilling and just, you know, we just, you know, feel good stuff.
They made bug out rap something different. My dude Plug 2 said on a song on that album, I can hold 2 pieces of doo-doo in my hand. I mean, dude, who says that? I'm saying, like, yo, we're like, what the fuck is yo?
Plug Pods and Dave were on one, man. It was on one.
But my favorite joint on that song, you can ask my wife, this After Notorious Thugs. To speak to your point, and no, we love De La, because After Notorious Thugs, my second song to get me out of a coma is Say No Go. Oh my God. That shit is bananas. Woo! Oh my God. Yeah, that's a classic.
Definitely. All right, next up we have, who is the best New Jersey female rapper on this list?
Oh man. Wow. Okay. That's easy for me.
Wow. Wow.
That's easy for me.
I haven't seen or heard about Nikki D or Heather B in a minute. Woo.
That's crazy.
You went digging.
I'm going to go all the way left with this one. I don't think you guys are going.
What you going to say, Lady Luck? I've never even heard of her. So
I've never heard Lady. What?
No. I actually fell in love with Rod Digger. I don't know what it is about Rod Digger, man. Her style, her scheme is just so sick, yo. I just don't think they pushed her enough when she was. I don't know. I don't think they pushed her.
They did not.
Yeah, to the limit that they needed to, man. She was a motherfucker, bro.
Okay. I'm rocking with that. I ain't mad at Rod Digger. I like Rod Digger. I didn't even know she was from Jersey.
I ain't know either.
Yeah, I gotta guess. You know, I gotta keep it. This is the thing with a lot of these female rappers.
Yeah,
they don't have enough material for you to really make an assessment.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I gotta go with Lauryn Hill, because I mean, and I know, you know, that people say she didn't write her stuff and whatever the case may be. I don't know what's true and what's not. I know she did have to pay some writers, but I don't know about her verses. Because as a rapper, what matters is your verses.
Yeah.
The hooks and other shit, whatever. What matters is your verses. And Lauren can spit her ass off.
She can. She can.
Okay. And so I have to go with Lauren. I thought she was a New York MC. But if you say Jersey, then it's Jersey.
I knew she was Jersey.
But,
okay.
But the thing about Lauren, the reason why I didn't select Lauren, I just had a debate the other day with my homeboy, and I didn't even know it was a lot of people. They was like, yo, what's the best female rap album? People were saying Lauryn Hill. They was like, yo, that's not a rap album. I didn't even know that. Like, y'all know
it's a rap album. It's a rap album. It is. It has other stuff on it, but it's a rap album. She raps all throughout the album.
Yeah, I get that. I just was kind of the way they. That's why I say so many classifications, because they kind of were trying to put her in the Drake category with that album.
Nah,
because it's more singing than rapping on.
She raps a lot, man. Even before then,
she rapped on salsa bachata tracks on there though. So that's
she rapped on the Fugees album. She has a second album you can maybe make that argument with, but the first one, nah, she rapped enough on there. She was spitting.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. She's dope. You know what I'm saying, to our knowledge of what we know, right?
Yeah.
If everybody else wrote her shit, that nullifies it. But from what we know, she's the quintessential female MC from where I see.
Yeah. Correct.
I'd say she did a great job of blending the two.
Yeah.
I, on a personal level, if someone wants to say that they personally don't consider the Miseducation Lauryn Hill to be a rap album, I could accept. I disagree, but I can accept that. I can understand why. I wouldn't say that they're wrong. I'd say it depends on what you want to hear. If you want to hear strictly bars, you don't want to hear anything else, I get that. Yeah. If you're willing to be a bit more open and a bit more expansive as to what rap and hip hop can be and what it look like, then you're probably going to see it as a rap album. So I get that. I 100% get that. For me on that list, I give it probably to Lady Luck number 2.
Yeah.
If I remember, because I remember back in the day she used to be tearing it up, but I would have to give it to Rod Digger for number 1.
Yeah.
Dirty Harriet was a bomb album. That album was excellent.
Wow.
And the other projects that she was on when she was featured with a lot of the other albums from Flip Mode Squad on Buster's Joints, the Violator CDs, whatever. She definitely did her thing.
She's nice.
I think, and I can't be sure because I don't know this about her. I've never heard this said. I haven't heard this floated out there.
Yeah.
But given the politics of the time and what a lot of women in the industry have reported, I really think that the reason, I think, who's it that said? Was that you, Major, about a lot of these female artists not having enough of a sample selection material out?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think a lot of the reason behind that tends to be behind the scenes politics, typically with producers and A&Rs. A lot of dudes that's trying to get some draws or trying to get some, some extracurriculars in order to advance the career.
Agreed.
And unfortunately, if a woman isn't willing to go ahead and play ball, she's not willing to do this or what have you, then unfortunately she's looking at having a short career or not to do that stuff. So it's terrible. It's horrible. But I don't know if that's Rod's case. I'm not putting it out there, but I'm saying that I know that this is something that is common enough to where probably if you flip a coin more or less, you probably be looking at a 50-50 split, maybe 51-49 split with a lot of artists who you heard, specifically the ones where you're like, man, she's amazing, or dude, she's great. Wonder what happened to her. Because especially in those days, talent doesn't just drop off the map like that, right? It's not like sports where it's not like sports where you might have 50 top level athletes and only 30 can get on, and so the other 20 get left behind. No, there's enough labels out there, enough independent joints and stuff out there where people can get on if you need a high level female spitter or whatever. So the fact that they're not getting any doors anywhere, that to me almost indicates that there's some sort of blackballing going on.
You're kind of on the head in that direction when you talk about the people working with them trying to get skins, because she, if I'm not mistaken, and somebody could correct me, but she got pregnant from the dude she was in the group with. Remember the little skinny dude? Oh gosh, I forgot his name. She ended up getting
Rampage?
pregnant. Huh? No,
Rampage?
no. It was another dude that rapped kind of similar to her. They was in a group. They was in a group together. Like, oh gosh, he's skinny dude. I can't remember his name, but she ended up getting pregnant from him, if I'm not mistaken. And I think that was when she took the motherhood and kind of like the Little Mo situation. You know what I'm saying? They got the motherhood and then trying to come back into it.
That's something else. You know, family, having children, whatever,
exactly.
stuff. That also does it too.
Yeah,
that destroyed Lauryn Hill's career.
Yeah, that kind of like
Lauryn Hill lost her mind chasing that nigga.
Yeah,
Real
if
talk.
I'm not mistaken, that was the guy, if I'm not mistaken, but pretty much certain that's what the situation was. All right. Well, next one is the best song, beat and flow combination on here. What is the best song with the beat and flow combination?
Oh man, this is interesting. Oh, this is interesting.
I don't like this.
Beat and flow combination. You know I don't like to do this. You know I don't like to do this, sir.
I think I know I'm gonna go with.
I know I'm gonna go to it, and Anthony did this because he knows I don't like to do this. But you know I don't like to do this shit.
He an asshole, man.
I'm gonna have to get us to Busta Rhymes. Put your hands where my eyes can see, because as much as I detest Busta Rhymes, he lit that shit up. You know what I'm saying? Like Busta Rhymes went to town on that record. That's his best song, as far as I'm concerned. You know what I'm saying? And you know how I feel about Busta Rhymes, but he lit that shit up. So yeah, we gonna go ahead. All right, and you forced my hand. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Busta Rhymes tore that shit out the frame. It was sick. All right. I did it. I said it. There. Okay, fuck it. But we don't want to see him perform it. We don't want to see him perform it while he's playing the beat on the guy's chest on stage. That's the fuck we don't want to see.
Young Z. Hey, shout out. Okay, shout out. My bad for not watching my bad for not watching the comments. I'm sorry, people. I was just
about to point you in that direction. I just did that.
I didn't even realize he had him.
Yes, Young Z. Young Z from the Outsiders got Rod Digger pregnant when she joined with Busta Rhymes. Yes.
Thanks, Pedro.
Shout out to Pedro.
All right, I'll see you.
Yes, Pedro.
I didn't even know we had comments in here. What up,
Pedro? Yeah, my bad.
Yeah,
I apologize.
We got London in the house. We got Pedro in the comments. Heavy big up to him.
There's a delay on the comments, man. So that's why we ain't seeing.
Shout out Natasha. Much love. Hope she's still rocking with us.
Oh, Natasha Gill. Yeah, she always rock with us. What's going on, Natasha? What up, Pedro? I see y'all.
All right.
Okay,
yeah. Thank you, Pedro, for that. Appreciate it.
Go ahead, and
yeah. So I got both guys. Put your hands, man. That beat, the combination of the flow and the beat, and what the creativity and you know, me being Jamaican. If you saw the video had a guy called Bruck up in there, which is one of the top dancers in Jamaica at the time, and he was the guy that was doing all that crazy ass bone structure moves in the video. Looked like, you know, one of those back in the days they had the little contort, when you contour your dolls and stuff. He could do all of that stuff. His bone ligaments are just ridiculous. So you know, the combination of the flow, the beat, and even the video, just to ice it off, was just a combination that was just dope. So
beat was insane. The video was outrageous. I mean, he killed that shit.
Definitely. What you got, Jerry?
As much as I like Put Your Hands Where My Eyes Can See, I got that at number 2.
Yeah,
it's close. It's very close. Matter of fact, I probably would have never even I never would even put this combination together. So I never would have actually thought about it like this before. So
yeah,
I would say Put Your Hands Where My Eyes Can See is number 2, But for me, number one's got to be the man, Mr. Michael Tyler, the man right here.
Okay.
My official pronoun is the man right here. That's how you address me. I'm the man right here.
It is.
Yeah.
The beat is lit. Mystical. One of the things I like about Mystical is he's so unique. He's one of the few artists. Overall, I'd say one of the handful of artists, because you have a wide population size now where it could be a number of people. But when you hear Mystical on a song, you know who he is.
Exactly.
He can say 3, 4, 5 words. You're never going to confuse his style, his cadence, his voice, his rapping ability, his flow. You're not going to confuse with anybody else. And I don't think he gets enough credit for his ability to flow the way he does. They'll give Busta his props for being able to speed rap. They'll give Twista his props for being able to speed rap. Bone Thugs and Harmony, they'll get the credit for that. Do or Die, even as underground as they may be, they'll get props for that. Nobody gives Mystical his props for his ability to spit and attack the track the way he does.
Yeah, Mystical.
That very helter-skelter, herky-jerky, he'll take his foot off the brake and slow it right down. Dude has a very masterful approach to how he jumps on a song. And it bothers me that he doesn't get the props that he does. And I believe it's because he's from the South. He's a Southern dude, especially during the era he was up, when it was a lot more gritty, whatever. If he was a Chicago cat or a New York cat, I believe, without a shadow of a doubt, he would have gotten a lot more praise and respect for his style. But because he's in the area where he was, and in the era of that area where he was in, he didn't get the shine that he did. But Mystical, big props for me. The way all his tracks be hitting like that.
Yeah. I think a lot of things. Another thing that kind of hinder him from being in the spotlight was the allegation of rape that came out not too long after his crime was in. So that kind of hindered his limelight.
Yeah. So because he was coming up too. Tarantula. I mean, when he went solo, he was doing big things. Let's Get Ready was huge. Tarantula was pretty solid, and he was starting to get features. I know he had if I'm not mistaken, he had the lead single for that Jet Li flick, Red Dragon. So he was definitely on the come up, and even when he got back out and he started linking up with Cash Money and started building stuff together, he was doing pretty all right until the next allegation came his way as well too. But shame.
Yeah, as soon as he dropped that "It's So Long, It's Gone," yeah, that's when they dropped the allegations. Right when that shit came out. So, it was, it's crazy.
That was insane.
Definitely. All right, next up we got is rank the Lost Boys 1 through 5. What you guys got?
The Lost Boys, I had them at a 3. I had them at a 3.
I got them at a 3. I got him
3.5 for me.
3.5 because of Renee.
Renee. Don't just say it like that. Renee is a timeless class. Don't just say that.
Renee is a beast. That's why I give him a 3. There's a lot of artists out there that would trade their catalog to get a Renee under their belt.
Renee was the second love story behind Method Man.
It was.
It was deep, like the way he storylined that he found his perfect love, and she got shot by a stray bullet. Like that shit hit a lot of people.
That's wild. Pedro
that whole album hit too.
Pedro said he gives him 2.5 out of 5. The album was fair. It was fair.
Yeah, I mean,
Legal Drug Money was pretty solid.
Yeah, solid. I can't knock 2.5. I mean, they had good. Yeah, they had good tracks. They had some tracks that wasn't all that either.
Yeah.
So
I think that's one of them groups. They with the right production and a little bit of a little bit of seasoning, they could have definitely been more. I think, but they were still.
I also don't think they had enough of a direction or enough of an identity.
Yeah,
exactly.
A lot of the, and that's the problem. You have to find. I'm not saying you have to have a gimmick, but you have to have an identity and know who you are.
Right.
You might be able to get away with that for one album or two, but if you're trying to actually build a career and have longevity, all the artists that have been able to do that, they have an identity. They have a lane. Sometimes they might step out every once in a while to do something a little different or switch it up. But for the most part, you know who they are, so to speak. We heard a lot of different stuff from the Lost Boys, but we didn't really have, you didn't know what direction they were going to go in with this album or that album, whatever. And that's fine for just singles or mixtapes. But when you talk about actual albums, you got to have an actual road that you're on.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I think, when you have a group, your group will fall off fast. And I think that's why the Locks has been lasting so long, because there is no lagging leg in that group. So I think when you have a group, remember Freaky Ty, who the fuck is Freaky Ty? Like Freaky Ty was just a guy with a little midget with a loud pitched voice. Like it wasn't really nobody was singing Freaky Ty's part like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was basically the main dude, and that was it. You know what I'm saying?
Fair. That's fair.
And they had I think there was like 3 people in the group. You ain't even know who you couldn't quote the other verses of the other 2.
Agreed.
You know so I think because he was pulling them along, the creative direction, and everything was on him, he would have been better off just as a solo.
Not enough balance. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Not enough balance. Agreed.
Yeah, not enough balance. Correct. All right. All right, next up. Pick 3 artists to make a super group on a collab album.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
So you got Pop, DMX, Biggie,
Freaky Ty all day,
MC, Prodigy, Nate Dogg, Eazy-E, Big L, Guru, Big Pun, Sean Price, Old Dirty Bastard, Freaky Ty, Proof, Mac Miller, and Nipsey Hussle.
Wow. This is crazy. Okay. I see it.
Facts, Pedro. Facts.
I see it. Yeah, Pedro spitting some facts in the chat. That's why I wanted him on here. Pedro knows his shit, man. He knows hip hop heavy.
Definitely.
Wow. I had to go with Tupac because he's Tupac. DMX, and to make it really interesting, Big Pun. I think that would be one hellified album. Like, I don't know. Boy, that shit, woo, that'd be too much. Too much for the game, gang. Like, shit. Can you imagine? Tupac, DMX, and Big Pun? Bruh.
I was going with the bigs on this one.
What you got?
Biggie Small, Big Pun, and Big L.
Very interesting album. Very interesting album.
Lyrically, that would be a fucking beast of an album, yo.
Yeah, that would be crazy. That would be crazy. That would be, that'd be another one for the books. Like, shit, like your head would explode, man. Yeah,
and all 3 of them died young. All 3 of them died like they ain't even hit their prime yet. You know what I'm saying?
That's wild, man. That's wild. Maybe niggas need to stop putting big in their name. That shit ain't, hey, man. Shit don't work out well. My God. What about you, Bob? Who you got?
Yeah, what you got, Bob?
I'm scheming over there. You think I was
That's a good one,
general? You think I was a general manager of an NBA team on draft night or something, man? I actually have 2 super groups I put together in my head already. I was trying to see if I could put one more together.
Hell no, you did not put Freaky Ty up there. What the fuck? Really, dog? This guy right here. That's just evil, man. What? Okay.
Oh man. You don't even do it, man. Little shit starter. All right. So I there's a third one I could probably piece together that would make sense. I can't do it. But let me do my first one. So my first group, mainly West Coast based, but I would love to throw Nipsey Hussle, Nate Dogg, and Pac together in a room and let the magic take its course, man.
Yeah, that would be a dope.
Pac and Hustle.
That would be crazy.
Pac and Nip, they have their own styles, but they also have a lot of crossover.
Yeah.
So I can really see them going tandem on a lot of tracks. And then, of course, you got Nate, who can definitely spit himself, but his main value is going to be those velvet vocals on there.
Oh, man, them hooks.
That would definitely be a West Coast super group for real.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Shout out to the West.
My second one is a slightly eccentric because of one of the pieces, but I think they'd also have a lot of great synergy between them as well, too.
Okay.
I'd love to piece together my brother Big L, Nate Dogg, and Sean Price.
Okay. Interesting.
It's a little out there, wouldn't see it, but I like the synergy between L and Price. L's very versatile. He can definitely jump on any type of project you put in front of him. Price, very underappreciated, but he has a heavy body of work. He has great solo pieces, but he also works great with others as well, too. He's never lacking, always holding his own, great versatility, great high-level bar structure and everything else.
Yeah.
But I think Nate would also make a very interesting, unique glue to put the two of them together. So I love to play with that and see how that would sound.
Okay. Let me just blow everybody's mind real quick before you take that down, Ant. You really want your head to explode, we gonna put a super group together with Guru, Pimp C, and Old Dirty Bastard. Shit. Okay. Yo, you don't know what's coming out of that goddamn studio, gang. Yo. Woo!
And for the record, the third group I was trying to piece together was the first two pieces I had was Prodigy and Big. I couldn't figure out who to get in for the third one. I couldn't figure out who made the most sense. There's some obvious ones, but I wanted to kind of go a little left field with it. But so
we'll think on it. We'll think on it. We're gonna come back to this. We're gonna do this again with some other MCs. Okay, that's a good one.
I like this. Got the creative juices bubbling.
Yeah.
All right. Who you guys have? Loud Records or Death Row? Let's go to the first line. The Chronic versus Enter the 36 Chambers.
Don't do this.
Easy Chronic for me. Easy Chronic. Easy.
36.
I got to enter the 36. Yeah,
I got it.
I love the Chronic, but I hate that. I hate that matchup.
I used to live out west, so it is different.
Doggy Style versus Infamous.
Easy Doggy Style for me. Easy. Easy.
I gotta go Infamous, man. That album was
what?
Yes,
Over Doggy Style?
That album was sick, man. I think it's one of the best albums that they dropped.
Okay. Fair.
This says your favorite. So because it says your favorite, I gotta go with the Infamous. But in terms of the better one, I had to say Doggy Style. Doggy Style was definitely a classic, and
it was a classic.
Doggy Style was damn near the blueprint for the West Coast.
Yeah, it is. It really is. You can't put the Doggy Style up against many albums.
That's true.
That good. Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
All Eyes on Me, only built for Cuban links.
All Eyes on Me over everything.
Yeah. I really hate you.
All Eyes on Me over everything.
All right, the Don.
What you say, Bobby?
I gotta take All Eyes, but I don't want to. I hate you so much.
Hey, man.
OB4CL, Raekwon, love that album to life. This is nothing against that album, but I gotta go with All Eyes though. Damn it.
Okay. Which one you said, Bob? Which one you said, Ant?
Huh?
Which one you said, Ant?
I said All Eyes on Me. I can't go against. That's a double disc with some hitters.
Come on, man.
That's crazy. That's 2 for 1. All right. The Machiavelli versus Capital Punishment.
Don Illuminati.
Yeah.
Don Illuminati, the 7-Day Theory. Yeah.
I gotta go with Machiavelli again.
Easy for me. Bobby.
Big Pun's album was all right. It just can't.
It was fair.
It can't level up to a Machiavelli.
Nah. Bobby ain't saying nothing.
And that's the album that made everybody think Tupac was alive too. So you know how powerful that album was.
Damn, Bobby.
I gotta go with. I told you I hate this. I'm gonna go with Capital Punishment, man.
Oh wow. Okay.
That's what's up.
I gotta go Capital Punishment. You got
what?
You got Super Lyrical with Black Thought on there. Still not a player.
Yeah.
Punish Me.
True.
You Ain't a Killer.
True.
Glamour Life was pretty decent, even though they had some filler artists on it. Glamour Life was lit. I'm Not a Player. Twins. That might be the only halfway decent track Fat Joe's ever participated in. I don't think he had anything after that.
Damn, like that.
Parental Discretion.
That
album was very solid.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Last but not least, Dog Food versus Hell on Earth.
Hell on Earth.
Hell on Earth.
Hell on Earth. Yeah, I'll pick the Hell on Earth over Dog Food.
Definitely Hell on Earth.
Hell on Earth was serious. It was really good. Dog Food, Dog Pound. I like them on features. You know, Daz is a good producer, and him and Corrupt both write for other people, but their independent music never really, it never really did it for me.
Yeah.
And I love West Coast shit, but yeah. Shout out to the Dog Pound. I love Dog Pound, but I don't know, the albums never did it.
I think they only had one song on there that I really, really liked. I think that was, what is it? All Dogs, All Paws, or something like that.
Okay, yeah.
That was a banger right there.
I like Let's Play House.
Yeah, Let's Play House was decent. Yeah. All right. Top 5 West Coast MCs.
Oh,
man.
All
right, so you got Ice-T. You got Too Short, NWA. You have
NWA's not an MC. That's a group.
Yeah, I don't know why they put the group up there. Eazy-E.
That just makes it easier.
Ice Cube, Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
I don't know why they got Diggable Planets either. Cypress Hill.
Digital Underground.
Snoop Dogg. DJ Quick. MC8. MC8. Spice T.
Spice One.
Yeah.
Spice One.
Yeah, my bad. Spice One. Who's that?
Mac Dre from the Bay.
Mac Dre.
Tupac, E40. Who's that at the bottom?
That's another group.
That's another group. The Game, Kendrick, and Schoolboy Q.
Why you laughing at the Game, Bobby? The Game is dope.
I like him.
All right, I'll do the
Game. He's cringe, but I like his artistry.
Okay,
I'll
go ahead,
Bob. I'll do the Game, Tupac, Ice Cube. I got to give it to Too Short. And do I give it to Ice-T or E40? Oh, gosh, I give it to E40.
Wow, that's interesting. Very interesting. Okay. My top 5 West Coast MCs has to begin where it should begin with Tupac, and then where it should go after that, which is Kendrick Lamar, then to the Game, then Snoop Dogg, then Ice Cube. Yeah, I think that's where that go. You didn't have Kendrick on your shit? I'm shocked. Wow. Okay.
I still gotta give. I mean, because I have these are old pioneers. I still got to give Kendrick his rep. You know, still got a little bit more.
Okay.
Bobby, to put in.
Okay, Bobby, what you got?
All right. So for my top 5, my personal top 5, gotta have Pac on there. I'd be remiss if I didn't have Cube on there. Also gotta have Quick on there. Absolutely.
Yeah, that is a legend.
I'll go ahead and slide K-Dot in there as well. And that last spot, that's tricky. Last spot, I'm gonna put Too Short. Short Dog.
Okay.
The honorable mention would have been Easy. To be honest, I'd say Eazy-E as a tie for 5th. I mean, it could be him or Short depending on the day, to be honest. But right now, I gotta say Short.
Okay, there it is. I ain't mad at that. That was I mean, some of these guys, they're just so legendary. Their reputation precedes them. Like, you know what I'm saying? You almost can't talk about West Coast hip hop without talking about them. I feel bad I had to leave Short Dog off and E40 because those guys, especially, you know, having lived in the Bay.
Yeah.
You dig? Like, I was growing up when Too Short was coming out. Like, I've met Too Short a number of times. You know what I'm saying? Like, this dude, one of the coolest cats you'll ever meet in life. You know what I'm saying? And he was so authentic, and he really means a lot to the Bay. You know what I'm saying? Man, it made it so hard because all them other cats was up there, and this is like, oh my God. So what you got? What else you got? What else you got on the slab, gang? I love it.
So next up is best album on this list. What is the best album? One album that's the best album on this list.
Jesus Christ!
I think I see a cheat answer. So
whoa!
I think I see a cheat answer, so I'll go with that one.
Yeah, you know this is a little too easy for me. Once you put All Eyes on Me on the list, everything else ceases to matter. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna remove All Eyes on Me. It's like comparing Michael Jackson to other artists. It's like, no, you just can't do it. After All Eyes on Me, you know what I'm saying? The next best album on this joint has got to be Fear of a Black Planet. Yeah, that shit was incredible. Fight the Power, Welcome to the Terror Dome. Shit, Who Stole the Soul? I mean, like, that album was sick, man. Public Enemy is so underrated.
Yeah,
them boys are nasty. Burn Hollywood, Burn. I would have to say Fear of a Black Planet comes as a close second.
I'm gonna go a little left with it.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Nas.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Nas. I think I think that that album was really a classic album, yo. I don't know, the blueprint of that album was just serious. And one of the best stories that ever was told on record, man, gotta be One Love, yo.
One Love, yeah.
The way One Love is written, oh my gosh, yo.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Insane.
I would have to go with Nas for that body of work on that album is just crazy.
Yeah, definitely, man, definitely. Okay, so Illmatic, that's a great pick. I can't argue with that. Can't argue with it, Bob. What you say?
Like I said, this is an amazing list, but again, if you know me, you know that this ain't really up for debate. Illmatic, that's got to be the number one.
It is. It is. I hear you.
It's just too easy for me, and probably
that's the God.
Again, man. Classic work, debut, young brother. Minus his little piece, minus Tip's little piece on the joint, no features.
Yeah, that was wild.
You know, we're not talking about you have some artists that have been dropping for heavy, and they have never hit platinum.
Right.
This man did it with his debut album.
Yeah.
Didn't need anybody else on the album to do it. Fresh off the bat, and as young as Nas was when he came out with that album too. The brother did it like he's been here before.
Yeah.
So I just got to tip my hat to it. Illmatic's got to get it for me. The number two, throw back up again real quick. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
My number two would probably be. I'll probably give it to All Eyes on Me. That's
Okay. Okay. Yeah. That's a wise choice there, sir. Okay. I like the way
I bet it is.
Yeah.
I bet it is. But yeah, very important album, top quality, but also the significance of it to the West Coast. You know, again, you talk about albums that define not just an era, but literally define the whole region, which is arguably even more difficult to do. You know, especially back in those times when the West Coast was fighting for recognition. They were trying to make their name for themselves. We're just as pivotal to hip hop as the East Coast is.
Right.
So who are your leaders? Who's going to set the tone? If we had to put a time capsule together and say, this is the West Coast right now. This is what the West Coast sounds like. You're gonna be hard pressed to find an album that does that better than All Eyes on Me. So
true. Real talk. No lies detected, sir. No lies detected.
All right, we got another best album, best 90s hip hop collab. Dr. Dre, Tupac, Cali Love, Biggie, Diddy, and Mace, More Money, More Problems, Big Pun, Joe Twins, Method Man and Mary, All I Need, Nas and Diddy, Hate on Me Now, Juvenile.
I don't like this, man.
Little Wayne.
Man, you already put my All I Need up. You can't. We can't do that one again. We gotta take that one out.
All right, take that one
off. Let's cheat. Knock that one off. All right, cool.
Okay. So out of these joints, All Eyes on Me is one of her favorite albums. Quita, shout out to you. Tell them. Teach them history, sister. Teach them history. I gotta say on this list right here, the best joint to me. Oh, this is. I feel like I'm betraying my clan saying this shit, man. But Nas and Diddy, man, that Hate Me Now, that shit was stupid, dog. Like that was ridiculous, dog. I have to pick that over California Love. Yeah, I have to pick that. Indeed. That was the joint right there. You dig? Indeed. Oh man, that was it.
California Love was a dope song. It was lit as a part track, but Hate Me Now was a whole. And again, and it's one of the reasons why I like Nas, why I love Nas so much.
Yeah,
Nas is definitely an artist.
Yes,
that song wasn't even a song or anthem. That was a whole mood, a mindset, an anthem.
It was.
Yeah. That is the ultimate. You know what? I don't care. I'm gonna pull my head down. I'm gonna drive through the pile. Head to the end zone. I'm going to slam this thing down. I don't care what you say or think about me. You can hate me now, but I won't stop now because I can't stop now. Yeah, so you can hate me now. I'm going to get it done regardless, damn it.
Yeah.
I'm not asking for permission. I might ask for forgiveness, but I damn sure am asking for permission.
It is. It is.
And then on top of that, again, the controversy, I'm not the biggest fan of the imagery for the video, but at the same time, I respect the artistry. I respect the willingness to go against the grain, and strictly as not as a person, but strictly as a producer and as someone working that space. I give props to Diddy for, even though he wasn't with the vision himself either. He supported for the most part. He and Nas beefed about it behind closed doors, but for the most part, he was there with the vision. And they came together and they made something that's powerful. You put that track on right now, I'm telling you, I get the goosebumps. The hairs on my arm do a 180. It's crazy, man.
Yeah. It's special. It's special. All right.
But I also got to tip my hat to More Money, More Problems. That was quality right there.
Yeah.
And shout out to Mace. And I don't know if we're gonna get in there later on, but let's be honest. If there was no Mason Betha, if there was no Mace, we probably would not have had a Bad Boy Records. And he's a real humble brother. He don't really talk too much like that. He doesn't do interviews either. But man, if the half was ever told, you'd be surprised how much writing he did or how many hits. Even if he wasn't on them himself, Mace is responsible for Bad Boy.
Oh, wow.
Did he owe Mace more money than he can ever pay? Let's just put
it like that. I didn't know it was like that. Okay.
So
Mace is a problem.
That was my choice. My choice, More Money, More Problems on this list because when that song came out, it really, really rocked the nation. Especially when Biggie had just died, and then they put him up on the screen, and his verse was just off the chain when it came. As a matter of fact, they even changed the beat when he came in, and that joint just set it off to another level. So I think the combination of Mace and then with the Biggie coming in after he passed away with that amazing verse, that would be my choice. Biggie, Diddy, and Mace. More Money, More Problems.
I think we also got to tip our hat to number 6 as well too. I mean, dude. It's 2024. We almost in 2025. To this day, I don't. Matter of fact, I was talking with some coworkers about that the other day. I'm like, man, because one of my coworkers, and the funny thing is, he's white Hispanic dude. He's from Central America, but he's born and raised here. But his ringtone is back that thing. It was an instrumental. So every time it goes off, I'm always crying and laughing. I'm always like dancing. We always cracking when it comes on.
Yeah.
But to this day, we're like, dude, I don't know of any songs when you hear that, it actually generates an instinctual visceral response. Like when that song goes off, it's a shared universal collective mind. When that song goes off, and you a dude, as soon as you hear doom, 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 everyone's like,
yeah.
It's like you wake up, you look around like
looking around, like
are we gonna see some yams? It's about to thunderstorm here. And the women look up like, and the women look around like, is anyone gonna judge me if I do what I know I'm supposed to do? The song, it's just it taps into your very base instinct. It's crazy.
Yeah, that shit wild.
Manny Fresh created a whole behavior. Not even a
he did. He did.
He literally programmed in his beat machine key codes to the human brain. I don't know how he did it. That Southern bastard, I don't know how, but somehow he did it. God dang it.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he's special with that. He did that shit, gang. Real talk. Woo.
All right. Next up is best Nas telling song. So y'all already know my pick.
Easy pick for me. Rewind.
Yeah.
Who in the history of man? This is why Nas is special. Who writes a song where he tells a goddamn story backwards? Who does that? That's not normal. You understand? And I mean, it's an interesting story.
Yes.
Stank. Yeah. Just ridiculous, stanky dope. You dig? Yeah. Rewind is it for me.
One Love's for me. What you got, Bobby?
This is difficult, but again, for what you said, it's timeless Nas. Rewind is probably the best one, but I Gave You Power is crazy as well. And again, outside the box storytelling. He's not just telling a story, but he's literally writing a whole story, a whole thought process of a firearm, and how it's used in its environment and how everything changes based on it, its perspectives, humanizing something that's inhuman, that's an inanimate object. Crazy. Rewind's probably the best. I think my favorite though is Undying Love. I actually heard that the other day, and there's just a lot of power in that song.
Yeah, agreed.
But all of it's though, Second Childhood, they need to start playing that more often because a lot of people going on in their second childhood right now that never grew up. Fetus is crazy too. I think Fetus probably would get more love if it was on an actual album instead of the lost tapes. But One Love is amazing well too. But I would say overall, Rewind is the best simply for level of difficulty because that whole concept of doing storytelling backwards, that's difficult enough to do in an actual film or a movie.
Right.
That's hard to do in literature when you're writing a book. When you're writing a story, you literally start with the ending and then you work your way backwards to how you get there. He did it in a song.
Insane. It made it rhyme. Like, dude, what?
You don't. I don't. If you've never written, if you're not a writer, if you don't write poetry, if you don't write stories, if you've never written songs, whatever, if you've never done creative writing, I don't know if anyone can really appreciate how complex it is to tell a story backwards. Because it's not simple like writing the whole story and then flipping it up. It's not that simple. You have to because there's a way that you tell stories. You have to build up the action. You have to introduce it. You have to do the foreshadowing and kind of set the stage and build things up. And then you have the climax, the height of the action, then the resolution as it comes down. To do that backwards and have the same impact and engagement, that is hard to do. That is high level, grad school level type thinking right there, man. And brother did this on the track. 3 minutes and 30 seconds. You know, that's wild.
It's wild.
And that's why he's the GOAT.
All right.
Man out here doing complexity for recreation.
All right. Next up we got is the best Buck Wild production out of all these tracks.
Wow.
OC Time's Up, Big L put it on, Cool G Rap, Fast Life, Biggie Smalls, I Got a Story to Tell, CNN, Never Die Alone, Black Rob, Whoa.
Easy one. Bring some weed, I got a story to tell.
I thought you were going to say that.
Bring some weed, I got a story to tell. That shit was special. Time's Up was dope, though. But I got a story to tell. Oh, boy. Wow. What y'all say?
Yo, those are my two that I was struggling with. I would have to give the edge to OC because that doom, doom, yo, that shit was that shit still stuck in my head. Just by reading it, dog. I'm like, dog, that shit have you like in a dungeon. You just waiting on something like doom, doom. I was like,
OC killed that shit too.
Yeah, I got to give it to OC, man. I like the Biggie Smalls. Like I said, I got torn between the two because the way he told that story over that beat, and that beat is, I love double tap beats. So that's my shit.
No doubt.
I can't recall. Oh, hey, look back up. I can't recall OC Time's Up.
Mm-hmm.
I like Put It On. I thought the story was dope. I thought the whole concept behind I Got a Story to Tell is dope, but not big on. I'm not crazy about this. I'm not crazy about Biggie. Period. Never Die Alone was dope. I like CNN. I like that. Never Die Alone was lit.
Okay.
If I had to give, I would say the best production for me. It's hard to call it. I would say it'll be a tie between Whoa and Fast Life.
Okay.
Fast Life is
Fast Life. I think Fast Life. I like the original and the remix was lit too. I like both of those.
Yeah.
Fast Life was great. Living the fast life and fast cars. Everywhere we go, people know who we are. I came from outer Queens with the American dream, so we're thinking of a scheme to get the 7-figure cream.
Yeah, that shit was.
Love that joint. Cool G Rap showed his ass.
Yeah.
Black Rob. Whoa, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying nobody gives Cool G Rap the credit he deserves. We can
about him. So when they talk about underrated, I think Cool G Rap is very underrated, and he's actually a pioneer that I don't think people even recognize as a pioneer.
Real talk.
Yeah, but he's definitely big up there. But Black Rob, whoa, not just for the commercial success of it, but I just love the grittiness of it all. I don't know. Matter of fact, I think I heard a story somewhere about somebody else was supposed to get or might have possibly gotten the beat for Whoa.
Yeah.
But Black Rob really did that track strong. That's a very powerful.
He did
powerful beat. I don't know. You can't come on that and come mediocre. That song will eat. That track will eat you alive.
Yeah.
If you can't keep up. Rob wrote the beat to perfection. Did its thing. And to this day, I hear that track, I get hyped. Think about people who play a basketball game somewhere or something. That track was major. Big ups to Buck Wild for that. That was dope.
Agreed. No, that's hip hop right there. That track when it come on, it sounds like hip hop.
All right. Whoa. Best album on this list.
And how many of these you got, gang? My God.
How many you want? How many you want? How many you want?
Best album on this list. That's easy for me. It's gonna be 3 feet. For me, it's gonna be 3 feet high and rising. Yeah, but there's some good ones.
I like the Low End Theory on this one.
Of course you do. You're Anthony. You're Anthony Malcolm.
Yeah.
Those are your guys. I know.
Yeah, those are my guys.
I was gonna say TLET as well. The Low End Theory. I love that one. But 3 feet high and rising is my number 2. That's my number 2.
That album is special. Okay.
Right.
I know. love you better. Well,
this is the poll. This is the current poll of the female rappers. Tell me what you guys agree or not.
I agree with number one. The rest of them, nah. I mean, that shit is way out. I mean, if we keep it in a buck, I'm gonna just
about half of them I don't listen to or know.
In real talk, half of these skanks don't even belong on anybody's list anyway. And I'm gonna just put it out there, man. Like real talk, you know, Nikki, for what it's worth, Nikki can spit. You dig? Nikki can spit. Meg actually can spit a little bit. You understand what I'm saying? Also. She can spit. The rest of these heifers can kick rocks, gang. Like real talk. Like I mean, Ice Spice.
They put everybody before Lotto. Lotto can spit. Lotto got some fucking lyrics.
Lotto can spit a little bit, but she just went too Hollywood, way too commercial. She sold her soul, because the way that Lotto raps. Lotto was not an I'm a hoe rapper before. Yeah. But because every other female out here, no, she used to be spitting, like for real. But because every female is an I'm a hoe rapper, she conformed to being like the rest of them. You understand what I'm saying? So, like, I mean, she can spit. I guess we could put her as a distant number 3 because of the fact that she just kind of, left her mic skills. She deserted her mic skills and sold her soul, you dig? Glorilla can actually spit a little bit. But again, I'm a hoe, I sucked 6 dicks a day, you know what I'm saying? Like,
in fairness, that she did now, and again, I'm asking this question not with the answer in mind because I don't know. I don't listen to Glorilla, but from what I have heard from her, I haven't really heard her do much of the I'm a hoe rap.
Oh shit! Stuff. Oh shit! Oh, yeah. Yes.
Oh, yes. She's more thug with it.
But which is another negative thing. Like I'm tired of seeing.
I don't know,
bro. I'm tired of seeing bottom of the rung scraping at the bottom of the barrel, low energy, low quality black women. I'm tired of that shit. You understand? And every woman on this list, including the one at the top, even though she can spit, that's what they represent.
Yeah.
So I'm over this list before I even see the shit because you dig. Like I know it's all bullshit. Rhapsody should be number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 on this list because she's the only one with any class. If we're gonna keep it a buck, the only female rapper that's visible, on a national level with any class and decorum that actually has the talent to go along with it. So I will put her. I would be like,
doesn't need to rap about a coochie in order to be heard.
Real
She
talk.
actually has bars, substance.
Right.
She probably could, and she could probably do it better than the rest of them.
Right.
But she's choosing to actually rap about substance. Have something to actually say.
Real talk. So, like, dude, I'm looking at these names, and it's like, bruh, these women don't deserve to be on anybody's list. And this is the problem that I have with female rappers at the moment. And this is not to pick on female rappers as though they're the only ones out here promoting degenerate nonsense in their music. You got a whole subgenre of just junkie rappers that that are male rappers, including Future, Kodak Black, Trippie Redd, all these drug addicts just talking about how wonderful it is that they can barely function, always got to have a fucking pill in their mouth or some bullshit. Like that shit is corny. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing with these I'm a hoe rappers, rapping about how much of a slut they are, how they hop from dick to dick, and how they use niggas for money and all this shit. That shit is corny.
And don't forget, the coochies are always wet around the clock.
Oh God! It's please stop talking about your
coochie. And they're tighter than a mousetrap.
We don't want to hear it. We don't want to hear that weak shit no more. Isn't that what Kanye said? All of these rappers are trash. If I'm just keeping it a buck, you know what I'm saying? Some of them might have lyrical, the ability to play with words and ill delivery and all of that shit or whatever the case may be. But pound for pound, if you look at them in terms of their content, their presentation, all of them are trash.
What was up with number 10 though? Oh,
that's my response.
Number 10, Low Millie.
I keep hearing the name every now and then, but I've never heard anything, or at least I haven't knowingly heard anything from her. So
she's the one with that song "Never Lose Me." She has that song "Never Lose Me." It's pretty hot.
I've never heard that,
but she still does the same skanky hoish shit. You know, whatever.
Yeah,
it's the same bullshit.
Yeah, there's no stability, and there's no
all these back page rappers.
Yeah, is no
basically
real representation of real women on this list. You know,
real talk.
The Ciroc, the 3D Nazi. There's no real substance rappers on this list. They're promoting whole culture, and that's what they want to do. It's up for the women. It's up for the women to start playing the other women. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother discussion. I don't even want to tap into.
You know what we need? You know what we need? We need a female rapper to come out and dish rag all these hood boogers the same way that Kendrick just did Drake. That's what we need. We need one female rapper to come out like 50 Cent when he came out with How to Rob an Industry Nigga. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just talk about.
But we'll never get that, because the whole thing is women supporting other women, and you can't tear down other women. Because even when Rhapsody was talking on the Breakfast Club, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. She kind of hints and spoke on some stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, she wants to do that, but it's gonna come back and bite her.
They pick and choose with that. It's funny because they'll talk about support other women, but they mean support other loose slack women. They'll talk about supporting the quality women.
Right.
Yeah.
Because if that was the case, then the quality women would be eating just the way the whole rappers are.
Right.
That's not the case. So clearly, you're only supporting the women that you want to support, and you want to make them the face for women and ignore the other ones. So
real talk. And while we're at it, then Erica Lachey's following will be mostly female. Mm-hmm. I don't know any females that listen to Erica Lachey. And what she says is something that will benefit mostly females. But they don't want to hear that shit because it's not somebody kissing their ass, giving them a colon cleansing. That's not what's going on with Erica Lachey. She gave you the truth straight, no chaser. Also, what's the other one? What's the other one's name? The one from New Orleans. You used to listen to her, Aunt Nunu, I think is her name.
OG Nunu.
OG Nunu. They don't listen to her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They want somebody that's going to give them a good colon cleansing.
Yeah.
You dig? And that's just not going to happen with real sisters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's the problem there. Let me read the comments real quick before y'all jump in. We got Lowell saying that G-Rap is severely underrated. That's real shit. You understand? That's my guy, by the way. Ill Street Blues in the building. Natasha Gill says LL was definitely the first Loverboy rapper. He was young and smooth. Big Daddy Kane was a kind of a grown and sexy Loverboy type of guy. Okay. And then she asked, did we discuss LL versus Kumo D? LL never backed down from a beef. Nah, we didn't discuss that, but that was a good one. Yeah, I wanted Kumo D to win that beef, but LL, I think, got the best of him on that too. Like, LL went to town, man. That
LL was catching him off guard. They're like, hey, he was like, look, I know y'all hear me seducing these women and y'all think I ain't about it, but I can put the roses down and pick up the boxing gloves too.
Real talk. LL's versatile, man. That dude, he gave it to Ice-T too.
But
he gave it to Ice-T.
You know what was so funny about the beef back in the day? It was very fucking comical, because I remember when LL had made the diss, Mama Said Knock You Out.
Yeah.
And then Mo D came back and he had the video where he opened up the fucking door and he had somebody's mama saying, Cleophas, is that you down there? I don't know. It was like trying to say that LL was in the basement and shit. It was very fucking comical, yo. It was just a comical thing.
Nobody was getting killed.
Yeah, nobody was getting killed. They were just being very comical with that shit.
They were only getting killed on wax.
Right.
The bodies dropped on the B side and the A side. That's where it was going down at.
That shit was funny, man. The beats back then was very funny. Very hilarious. All right. Next up we got is who had the best 5-year run in that time frame?
Woo!
Yeah. Now that's different.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go I don't think anybody's gonna know who I'm gonna pick on this one.
Who them is? Prodigy? That's the only unorthodox answer, Prodigy.
No. I was gonna go with DMX. I think DMX, that run was phenomenal,
great run.
Man.
That's a great
I
run.
was gonna possibly say that
because when they had him on stage, like, man, when they get he was like, where my dogs at? Man, he was at a fucking concert. It looked like that shit was 20 miles deep, man, packed up. And he said, where my dogs at? And I'm like, the whole crowd went crazy from the front all the way to the back. Yo, I don't know. He had a great run, bro.
He was special. He was special, dog. Like, I had to say, I probably agree with you. I probably agree with you because these other guys, they had great runs. I think that above and beyond 5 years, I think it's Jay. I think it goes to Jay. Jay had the best run of a real rapper.
Yeah,
I'm gonna just put it that way in the history of hip hop. Drake probably has the greatest run, but he ain't no fucking real rapper. So Jay has the best run, period. But the best run on this list, 5 years, DMX was a god between 1998 and 2002, bro. Nobody could tell him any different.
Yeah,
a deity. You dig? And so right.
He was in movies and everything, man.
People forget how big he was. Like he left the set of Romeo Must Die to go fly remote control planes. Who the fuck? And nobody gave him a hard time about it. That's how big he was.
Yeah.
Bobby?
I would say, and it's funny. The two I'm stuck between are funny because their runs actually not coincide, but they actually come right after each other. So that's what makes it funny. So in this case, it's literally like where one left off, the other one picked up from.
Yeah,
which is funny. I would I'll put it this way: the best organic run would probably be DMX. Because like you said, DMX is a cult icon. He was a cult legend. I mean, just from a street level.
Yeah.
His presence is unmatched, just naturally.
Yeah.
From a cultivated methodological one, and I would probably say overall because of that, gotta give it to 50 Cent. Gotta give it to 50.
You pick.
And I'm not a 50 fan, but I actually like 50 the person more than the artist for the most part. I'm starting to dig back through some of his stuff now and starting to appreciate some of it now.
Yeah.
But all that aside, I'm looking at the way he came out, the business-like approach he took with how he came into the industry, the self-promotion, the promotion, putting himself out there, all the hype, all the controversy behind himself. He literally made himself a media firestorm.
He did.
And then not just with himself, because remember, he came in as his own artist. It's not like he built something up first and then he did this. He came in raw out the gate from the street doing this.
Yeah.
But then he went ahead and pieced together G-Unit. And during their run, G-Unit was relatively successful as well, too. They were in all kind of marketing. They had clothing, lifestyle, everything. They were really attacking hip-hop from every single angle back then. And 50 was the mastermind. I got to give 50 his props for that.
Yeah,
it definitely to me cannot be Jay-Z. Jay-Z, absolutely not. I got to find it because I know I have it saved somewhere, but I know it's probably like maybe dozens and dozens of videos that are dropping on top of it. But there was a dude that actually went in depth, and I think it might be like a 7 or 8 minute long video, but he basically went in on Jay-Z and he explained how in all the years of Jay-Z's active career, he was never the number one artist during that time. So from when he first came out all the way to them, he went in like, at that point, you had DMX that was on top of him. You had even Eminem who was doing better or who even outshined him on his own songs, whatever. There was always something that interfered with Jay-Z. Even though he was a contender, there was always somebody or something that got in the way of Jay-Z being the person that had that year in a Vice script. And I gotta find the video because I'm curious. I want to see your take on it. But I saw the video and I was checking some of the facts, some of the data on, and I'm like, you know what? He's absolutely correct. When I flash back based on what he said and thought about it, I'm like, you know what, I'll be damned. He's got some points. I didn't realize this, XYZ. So not that he wasn't successful, not that he wasn't doing his thing, not that he wasn't at the top, but he was never the top. I'm gonna see if I can find that though.
Okay. Send me that. I like to check that out. Very interesting.
So who you got? Who you got, Bobby?
By a nose, I'm giving it to 50, to fifth.
Okay.
Yeah. Did you have 50? You have 50 with G Unit, but you remember the double R was DMX and the double R was.
Double R was
Jesus
special.
Christ.
Jesus. Oh yeah, no. Rough Riders was the moment in time.
Man, double R would
personally, my personal favorite between the two of them again, DMX. Yeah. I've never been a big fan of 50's music like that. Never been a fan of music like that. But personally, DMX and the Rough Riders.
Yeah.
Shoot. Half the reason I wanted a motorcycle was because of Rough Riders.
I think everybody wanted one because of Rough Riders.
Give me an all red, give me a red, black, and white Ducati.
Jacket and helmet. Yeah.
That too.
Fucking jacket and helmet. All right. Next up. All right. Here we go. All right. Which row would you pick based on the trilogy albums that you see there? The 3 albums in each row. Which row would you pick? Which row would you pick? I already know.
Easy.
Which row
this was actually easy for me.
That was easy.
All right. What's your answer?
3.
You got 3? Okay. What you got, Bobby?
2.
Oh, damn. We all got different ones. I go with 4. I got 4.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If you look at the man, because you know that the DMX album.
I can't be mad at number 4.
The Mask, that was sick. And Nas' album, man, that was sick. That album, that was nice. I think all 3 of them you wouldn't go wrong with. You know what I'm saying? I think those are high pack albums. And
that DMX album on 4 was whack for me.
Oh, it was whack for you?
Every row has a whack album to me.
Yeah.
A whack album and 2 possible classics. So I got the Illmatic and Black album. I mean, shit, like, dude, that's almost not fair. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like the first line has reasonable doubt and dark and hell is hot. You dig? Like, fuck, like, you know?
Yeah. But that Curtis album is horrible. You got to deal with that shit. You got to play all these albums.
Pedro says, real talk. I gotta know that. Pedro said 50 did a video where he showed Jay-Z was doing things to get in the way of Nas, like dropping albums of the same day. Oh wow, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. 4. Quita
that's what
says
went so deep.
Keita Monet. I don't know if it's Quita or Keita. You gotta tell me. Quita. I think it's Quita, but she says 4. That's her selection. Y'all can chime in the chat too, man. We want to know what y'all think. She says 4.
Pedro, let us know what line you like, Pedro. Natasha, let us know what line you like.
Pedro's a professor of this shit, man. Like, this guy, he be telling me shit I don't even know. You dig? Yeah. So, yeah. Okay.
For me, 2 is, because like you said, for me, 2 is the only row for me where every album I like. DMX, and then there was X. That was a strong album. Enjoyed it. Had some big hits off there. Party Up, even though X hated that one. What These Women Want. What These Women Want. That was a whole anthem. To this day, that's still the number one question every man's mind. What these women want from a dude. What's My Name? That song gonna get you hype as hell.
That was crazy.
DXL, which people don't really talk about on the album. That was crazy. Prayer 3. Really solid song. It wasn't his best album, but it was a solid album. Then of course you got Jay-Z's album right there. I would say that might arguably be my favorite Jay-Z album. And again, I'm not a Jay-Z fan.
Which one?
But
you went with number 2.
The Blueprint.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Blueprint. Matter of fact, I actually liked the Blueprint so much, I actually went out and actually got the vinyl of it.
Oh wow!
That's one. I only have a handful of vinyl albums. I really need to start boosting my collection. But I love that album so much. I actually went out and copped the vinyl of it. And again, I did that not as a Jay-Z fan, but just out of appreciation for the record.
Yeah.
I put that on. I don't hit skip. I put that on. I let it play. I don't hit skip. Everything on there's perfectly playable for me. That might meet his best album to me.
Yeah.
Nas, enough said. It's no brainer. I'm not a 50 fan, so nothing on there I really go with. But if I had to go with an album or had to put one of his albums on one of the rows, I'd probably go with Get Rich or Die Trying.
Yeah.
That to me was his, again, not a fan, but to me that was his strongest album for his style.
It's a hip hop classic. Yeah.
But number 2, I don't have to skip anything. It's all wins for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have to skip anything on 4. All the albums to me on that road was pretty dope. Man, ain't no way you're gonna stop my shine. Oh man, dog, they got so many slipping, falling, can't get up. The Blackout. Oh, with the locks. Jay-Z. Yeah. Oh gosh.
X was a fool. X was a fool, man.
Oh man, that album was pretty dope.
That boy was something, man. I missed them days, man, of hip hop, man. When X was out, all these guys were at their pinnacle. You know what I'm saying? It's just not the same no more. You don't have a DMX, 50 Cent, Nas, or Jay-Z level rapper at all in the industry. For the most part, you know, you can count Kendrick, but the thing with Kendrick don't drop enough. You know what I'm saying? Like he's amazing when we actually hear from his ass. You know what I'm saying? If he dropped more music, I'm telling you, it would be different. It'd be different out here. And if he diss more rappers, I would send this guy money personally. I would he can get a GoFundMe every time he diss one of these whack ass rap. I would send some. I would raise money for this guy. I would fundraise for him to go diss these whack ass corny motherfuckers out here, because when Kendrick diss your ass, it's different than when somebody else did, bruh. Yeah, we need
Kendrick bothers me for that same reason, because when he first came out, to me, Kendrick was he was the leader of the West Coast for that era. To me, he was the one that was picking up the mantle of the Tupacs, of the Death Row records. He was set the trend. Him and TDE. I like TDE records. Period. Top Dog. Shout out to them. I didn't mention it before, but I rock with Schoolboy Q heavy. I like his sound. He's been in the game for a little minute too. He's got over a decade on his books now. Quality projects. Love his style and everything. So for Kendrick to really be, taking time off, I understand he's a person. He's got his own stuff going on. But, I feel like the West doesn't really have a definitive voice right now. And I thought that Kendrick was that. I think it's still wide open. No one's challenging for the throne. But I really want Kendrick to go ahead and, sit on that thing and pause and do his thing.
Come on, no Diddy, bro. No Diddy. What's going on?
Pause. I said pause. I even said it with the New York with the New York accent. Pause, B. Pause.
Pause, son. Yo. Yeah, that Kendrick needs to get out there and really he's outside. He just came out and gave a commencement speech at a college. He's doing a Juneteenth event in LA. I mean, he's and word on the street is he's working on a new album. I
hope so.
We heard the Drake Ain't Shit album. Now we gonna hear some separate music. You know what I'm saying? Drake Ain't Shit was monumental. We needed that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna hear some.
I told you before that's the blessing of these battles. When you go toe to toe, when you take on another competitor, even if you lose, that fire that lights something up under you, that does something, that inspires you. It makes you, even if you're not on that angry vibe, it makes you want to go ahead and create now, because you got a whole different level of juice flowing in your system that you didn't have before. So
yeah.
Hopefully, this is what K-Dot needs to get back invested in the art again. Because I know sometimes, and I think every artist has felt this at some point, you kind of sometimes fall out of love with it. It stops becoming, easy to just drop whatever, just life gets in the way, or you just lose taste with direction and stuff.
It's not
it
inspiring.
happens.
Yeah.
Hopefully, this is what he needed to get his second win, and he's able to keep it going.
Yeah. I hope so, gang. Because look, if for me, when I go back and I listen to the battle, if I was Drake, I would have tapped out at Euphoria. Bro, I listened to that shit because, I'm thinking, battle schmattle, whatever. Like I told you, I thought Kendrick was underrated. And part of the reason I thought he was overrated. I thought Kendrick was overrated. Part of the reason I thought he was underrated is because he'd never been battle tested. He did a verse on Like That. It was killer. It was dope. You know what I'm saying? But the first rap diss record he ever wrote was Euphoria. Bro, have you listened to Euphoria? I mean, really listen to it? Dude. Shit. Yep. He should have waved the right flag then, because I could see he just went to town on this nigga for 6 minutes straight. I mean, he just ripped the bark off this little waffle color motherfucker. He really tore his ass up. You know what I'm saying? Like he did. And it's like Drake, and as good as Push Ups was a decent record, but it wasn't on that level. Like this, he gave you art in a diss record. Who does that? That's a different ass dude, bruh. Shit,
like us.
Off, that body dropped. Go ahead.
All right, I'm gonna give you the last one, and then we can wrap it up. We've been there going on 3 hours now. We still got more. We can do another part. So, so this is the last one.
Okay.
All right. Put this in order. Dilla, Premier, Pete Rock, Prince Paul, and RZA.
Ooh, shit. Ooh, wee. Okay. I'm gonna take a jab at it first.
Okay.
Premier. I say Premier is number one.
Yeah.
Then RZA. It's Premier, then RZA, and then I will go Pete Rock, Prince Paul, Dilla. That's my order. That's my order.
Say your order again.
Premier, RZA, Pete Rock, Prince Paul, Dilla. That's my order. It was hard, but yeah.
Who you got, Bobby?
Damn it. Premier. I'm stuck between the number one and number two.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it to I'm gonna actually leave the first two as is, Dilla and Premier.
Okay.
I want to put Premier, but I feel that Dilla is underrated by a lot. I feel like Dilla gets tremendous respect by producers, but doesn't get enough respect from fans. I know a lot of fans love him, but Dilla really had a lot of influence on producers and artists. So those people who make the music that a lot of people love and they tout up there, they look at Dilla as that dude. So he's like, Dilla is your favorite producer's favorite producer, that kind of vibe. So I put Dilla at number one, R.I.P. to the brother.
Okay.
Premier at number two. As a producer, I'd probably put personally RZA at number three.
Okay. Interesting. Okay.
Pete Rock at number four and Prince Paul at number five.
Interesting.
Not the biggest fan of that.
Okay.
I want to put Prince Paul higher up there, but I'm not sure where I put him. That's the only problem. I don't like him being at my number five. That bothers me.
Yeah.
But when I ask myself, all right, so where are you gonna put him at? I start drawing blanks. So
it's different. Yeah. I can see that. I can see that.
But big up to Prince Paul because
Prince Paul is a monster. Monster.
I would do Dilla, Premier, Prince Paul, Pete Rock, RZA.
Wow, yo, woo! You got RZA number 5. Yeah. Holy crap! Why?
Dilla, Premier, Prince Paul, Pete Rock, and RZA.
Wow. Okay. What Wow, that's crazy. Oh man. Pedro said it's already in order. Okay.
Well, that was easy. he said he got RZA over Prince Paul.
RZA's over Prince Paul, gang. I don't know how you got RZA's number 5 and my God, RZA's number 5. Okay.
I don't. Okay. I mean, because when you look at it, I think, to be honest, RZA is pigeonholed. Out of all of them on there, I think RZA is pigeonholed.
You think so?
Yeah, Prince Paul has done for De La, Gravediggers. Like his category goes, it's not pigeonholed. Like when you think of RZA, what do you think of?
I can understand that and I can see that.
Wu Production?
Obviously Wu-Tang, sure, but he's also done movie scores. He's done other shit. Like this dude.
Yeah,
RZA's a monster.
Yeah, RZA is don't get it wrong. He's a very talented producer. Out of the 5 on this list,
he's the least versatile, you think?
Yeah, to me, he's just least versatile on the list for me.
Okay, you know, that's
fair. When you said that, that's the only reason I understood his placement on there for you. Mm-hmm. I can see that, and it makes sense. Mm-hmm. And I don't disagree with that reasoning. I would say that to a degree, he is a little bit one-dimensional in that regard.
I get you.
However, and there's also a reason why I have him as high up on my list as I have him.
That one dimension is serious.
Exactly. So it's
one dimension is serious.
So it's like that right is like the case of, you know, I don't fear the man that's thrown 1,000 punches one time. I fear the man that's thrown one punch 1,000 times. Yeah. He might do one thing, but god damn it, he does that one thing pretty well.
Yeah.
He does that pretty well.
He does. He's a monster.
You take Wu out of his category. Who do you see rocking those beats like that? Honestly.
Yeah.
If he gets taken out, then yeah, obviously the list is where it is. But I happen to also love a lot of the Wu stuff as well too. And when I hear all those high level albums, classic tracks, whatever, and he's behind it, you know, that means the proof of concept for him.
Yeah. Yeah, I give him his props.
Fair enough.
That's where I have him at. Hey, you know, we got plenty more, but we got to wrap it up. I know we got 8 minutes left trying to knock it on there.
Boy, my God.
Jumbo edition.
This is crazy.
I don't have a crown for the night, so you know we just wrap it up and get out of here because I knew we was gonna get real deep with it.
You already know.
I even had questions of the day and dog, our first question damn near was 45 minutes.
Ooh, shit. Yeah, that was crazy, man.
So I already knew.
That was a heavy subject, though. That was a heavy subject.
Yeah, hip hop
we could talk about all night.
Hip hop is always our longest shows are always hip hop shows.
Exactly.
Because hip hop is so vast. You know what I'm saying? And you know, again, I just want to make sure I put this out there, man. I want to put out there for everybody who's anywhere. If you don't do nothing else this summer, get your ass in the theaters and go see Microphone Check, the latest movie from our good brother Tariq Nasheed that breaks down the origins of hip-hop, the real actual origins of hip-hop, the pioneers that did the shit first. The founders are in the movie. It's not shit you can discuss.
Spearhead that for us. Spearhead that for us. Find out what it is. Let's blast it out there. Let's do a manversation. movie run, and
we taking over.
Let's do that.
Want to come with us? Let's do a manifestation day at the movies with us.
That'd
we can put on a flyer or whatever and go out there and go and do a group thing. We can have conversation in the theater, conversation outside.
Yeah.
Let's orchestrate
field trip.
Okay. Bet. Let's do that because a lot of people, everybody's trying to, get their hand in the pot talking about how they created this, they created that, and no, they didn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I know for a fact that they didn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is real talk, and this is how our music keeps getting gentrified. This is why you look at jazz music now, and there are no black faces associated with it. When Black Americans created jazz music, you understand what I'm saying? Because the whites came in and started doing it, and nobody challenged the fact that they were saying that they created it or whatever the case may be. Now people think that jazz music is white music. You understand what I'm saying? Rock and roll, same thing. All these outsiders come in, and now it's them playing it. You know what I'm saying? Like even in hip hop, we don't do the other elements of hip hop no more. We don't break dance no more. We don't really do graffiti like that no more. You understand what I'm saying? We don't be tagging and all that type of shit. Like we don't do that no more. We don't do graffiti.
Yeah.
We don't break dance. We don't really DJ like that no more. Really? Yeah. And how many of us are on the knowledge tip?
DJ now is just plugging and playing.
Yeah, one thing I want to add to that is what Major is saying is very important because the waffle cone head dude, what he did was very disrespectful.
It was.
You gotta watch that because he introduced AI. I know people say Kendrick did it, but what he did was he introduced AI with Tupac, and Tupac's estate had to come in. But you gotta watch that AI play because now AI is going to start taking over. And from what I'm hearing, and I don't know if it's true, but that $1 Million Baby song I'm hearing is AI. I don't know if y'all heard that.
Wow.
I don't know if y'all heard that. And that's been a #1 song right now.
That might be true.
I don't know. I don't know if it's true or not, but I'm hearing that. So you gotta watch out for that AI stuff because like you said, with the gentrification, they're definitely coming after our form. So I just wanted to add that in because you made a great point, and I didn't want people to forget that.
Preserve the culture. Bottom line, if you love hip hop, you respect hip hop, and you will preserve hip hop. You understand what I'm saying?
Not AI. Okay, it's not
what's
AI.
What's going on? All right, Rick.
It's not AI. Okay.
So the $1 Million Baby is not AI. That was the rumor that was going on. So if Rick said it's not AI, Rick pretty much knows he's in the industry.
It sounds like some AI because it sounds like some bullshit. That shit garbage, bro. I'm gonna just call it what it is.
Yeah.
Fuck $1 Million Baby. That shit is trash. They got another they got a Sun Dodger on there. It's another Robin Thicke type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you get a white guy and you make him sing soulful,
that blue-eyed soul genre.
I know Justin Timberlake, all that kind of fuck shit. Yeah, fuck that song. Like that song is
who stole his whole swagger. Who stole his whole swagger from Michael Jackson? By the way,
real talk.
We gonna leave that alone.
And this is why it was so important to see Kendrick Lamar dish rag Drake. Because that's another one, and he called him out for it on Not Like Us, among so many other things. You get close to the nearest cool black person and you download their whole shit. You understand? The last time I heard Drake put out songs with his own sound, shit was best I ever had. You understand? Like, because none of the recent shit that he puts out sounds anything like the shit he put out when he first came out. And it's supposed to evolve over time. I get that. But, every person that he gets close to, he downloads their whole swag. He did it with Future. He did it with, like he said, he did it with Future. He did it with 21, whatever the case may be. Damn, he said he stole best I ever had too.
Yeah, remember Soulja Boy called him out on his shit he took.
Oh wow. I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Drake is yeah, Drake is not real hip hop. I'm sorry. And he has some songs that I like a little bit, but we got to start taking shit back to what hip hop is. When lyrics ceased to matter and the beat became all that was important. See, this is why I can't respect Luke. You know what I'm saying? And niggas coming out talk about, oh, Luke is hip hop and all this. No, the fuck he's not. Because it's a difference between honoring and respecting your craft and really putting effort and poetry into what you're doing and fucking around on a beat. There's a difference. You understand? And when it started to become more about producers, as much as I love producers, I'm a producer myself. It just became about the beat and not what the people were saying and the substance of the music. That is what ruined hip hop. That is what got us here. We need to take it back. You understand what I'm saying? So, yo, I encourage everybody, come out, see that movie. Come out, rock with us. We going to see that movie. We going to put up flyers to let y'all know when. You understand what I'm saying? Best I ever had was stolen from Kaya Shine. Wow, Kaya Shine. I remember that guy. Wow, damn, I didn't know that. That's crazy. That's crazy. But yeah, you know, folks, preserve the culture at all costs. If you love hip hop, then protect hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And I'll land my plane there. How you take it back? What you mean how you take it back? You do it and you support it. That's how you take it back. You get people who are actual hip hop artists and they do it. Shout out Mar, shout out J. Cole, shout out Wale, shout out, you know, the other shit. What's the other sister we were talking about today? Rhapsody. These are real hip hop artists. Let's support them.
And then you collaborate amongst each other. That's another thing.
Yeah.
Because what I'm noticing is, and because I know if you have a Spotify like I don't know if any of the other services do it, but on Spotify, I have a playlist that automatically cultivates new music on Friday. So based off the artists and albums and everything that I listen to, they go ahead and take new drops based on artists who are involved, whether it's an album or it's a feature they're on, and they go ahead and compile their playlist for me to listen to.
Yeah.
And what I hear, and I used to always listen to it, but now I just skim through it and I skip most of it because a lot of the time what they do is I'm noticing you have a lot of these slick bastards. I know it's kids doing some of it, but it's so-called up-and-coming artists. What they'll do is they'll go ahead and name themselves similar to established artists. They're trying so when you go look for, let's say, Jadakiss or Shine or whatever, you go see the name pop and you're like, this isn't this person. What the hell is that? And then you'll see maybe they have the name in all caps or it's all lowercase or something. This isn't that person. But because the name is similar enough or they use the same name, they're able to slide in under that person's dimensions, or they'll go ahead and they'll buy a feature from an established artist, part of their track. So it's getting jumped and so saying, oh, it's a Jadakiss song featuring MC Poopy Pants. What the hell is this? And you listen and you hear Jadakiss come on like, yeah, that's Kiss. Then you hear them come on and it sounds like some kid recording his mom's basement.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I've just the last month alone, I've heard about, on the last 4 of those playlist editions, I've heard maybe about 4 or 5 of the same Rick Ross verse on some no-name losers track with him and his 3 or 4 little goofball friends. And I've heard several Jadakiss clips used by different people as well too. So I don't know if the price point is at a certain level where they can access it or if they're even paying for it, if that's possible. But they're using these other artists, they're using their name to get buzz for themselves. Our artists had to stop selling to these no-name losers. And they had to start collaborating amongst each other. I remember a story about, I think it was Too Short. It was either Too Short or Ice Cube. Where he said, but they said that he actually doesn't charge for features. I forgot what it was, but he doesn't charge for a fee. I think it might have been Too Short, but he doesn't charge features. The only way he'll do a feature is if he respects you, and if he doesn't, if he respects you, he'll do the feature and it's free.
Wow,
you don't got to pay him nothing. You got to pay him royalties, nothing. He does it pro bono because he respects you and he supports the craft and he wants you to go ahead and get paid. But if he doesn't like you,
that's how you take it back.
If he doesn't respect you, It doesn't matter if you want to offer to pay him. He's not doing it with you. And if he's kind of neutral on you, not one way or the other, he'll do his feature, but you got to pay him. You got to pay him full price. No discounts or nothing. But if he respects you, if he supports you, he wants to see your career progress, he'll give you the feature for nothing.
That's crazy.
That's the mindset we got to have.
Yeah,
it was either Too Short or Cube. I think it was Too Short. It was either Too Short or Cube.
I'm gonna check that out because that goes back to what I said about how we take the culture back. That's how. You know what I'm saying?
How you do it.
We support each other. We make it easy for us to thrive, and we starve out the other people. Maybe they might make it, maybe they might not. But if they make it, it's not gonna be because of anything we've done to help.
There you go.
Yeah, no name is a dope. Pedro, No Name is a dope female rapper. I listen to her.
I've heard her. I've heard some of her stuff. I can't recall any though, but I've heard her stuff.
I love her song Diddy Bop. Diddy Bop is a dope song.
Okay.
I used to play it all the time. But you got to watch her because she's starting to align herself with the feminist movement.
Oh shit!
So you got to be very careful of her lyrics and stuff like that. That's why I don't really get her name up anymore like that. It's very you got to watch yourself with that chick like that because she's starting to move. She's starting to move on that wave like Janae Monáe. You know what I'm saying?
Oh shit!
That's the type. You got to be very skeptical about women that got talent like that, but you got to understand their agendas that they move with. So
that's what Lotto
she is
did.
a great artist. She's a great artist. Not knocking her, but you got to watch her motives behind her agendas.
That's what Lotto did. Yeah, that's sad, man. But a lot of these people, they sell out before you even have a chance. They sell out before they even have a chance.
That's why I know her. Thank you, Pedro. Yeah, she did that track with Jay Electronic. I think that was on Jay's last album too.
Okay.
That's I know the name, but I couldn't recall why. But yeah.
Yeah, go check her interviews out. You'll see.
Yeah. I mean, and that's why what's the name? You know, aside from the other shit that Lotto's doing, that's why I had to stop fucking with Lotto. You know, I saw I think it was a 7-year-old girl was interviewing her one time, and she asked her a question. You know, and Lotto said, you know, she asked her, what would you say about yourself, you know, in this industry? And she says to the 7-year-old girl, I'm a sexually independent, you know, liberated woman. And but she starts talking about her sexuality like this is a 7-year-old dumbass. Read the room.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, and she was talking, and she was putting that feminist bullshit in there too, like, because that's part of the whole sexual liberation shit. Like, I'm a feminist, and you know, I can walk outside and put my titties out, and it's okay because I'm powerful. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of bullshit. So, like, we got to be very careful about these talented people who get under the umbrella of some of these record company execs, and they sell their soul. They put these batteries in their back to go out here and give poison pills to the people. That's real.
That's why I never promote her. I always say 3D Nazi, Ciroc, like you guys made you put me up on Ciroc. And Rhapsody, you know what I'm saying? Women like that are doing, you know, they don't persuade. They stand on business when it comes to doing the right thing for the culture and the women. You know what I'm saying? But I saw No Name. I was like, yo, she's dope. Then I start seeing her on interviews and start listening to her. Sound like one of them black chicks that are anime black chicks. You know what I'm saying? Might be Swirler. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that type of woman. So I just
let
it. Yeah, I just let it. You know, I
like Jamila Lemieux.
I backed away from her. Yeah, I just backed away from No Name.
Yeah, no es bueno.
Real talk.
All right, so we up out of here, man. Y'all give y'all final thoughts of what y'all think. And next week we have our dope therapist, Matt Genius, is coming on next week with us.
Brother MJ.
Yeah, this is Mental Health Month, so definitely you guys come on here and get that great stuff. It's free, you know, all the questions you're asking for free. So you got a pre-counseling before even paying anything. So ask all the questions you can, and if you like what you like, then schedule an appointment with them. You know what I'm saying? Or his wife. They're married, got a bunch of children, and they're in the same field. So if you are a woman and you feel comfortable with a woman, then request his wife. If you're a man and feel comfortable with a man, request him. All right. So we'll definitely have him on next week. And that's it for me. So you guys can carry us out.
Respect hip hop culture, man. That's all I gotta say, man. Real talk. Go out to see that movie, Microphone Check. Microphonecheck.com will give you all the updated cities that it's playing in and when it's playing. We gonna be at the theater. Come see it with us. If not, go see it by yourself. Support real hip hop.
Come see it with us, man. Come see it with us.
Real. That's real. Yeah. Okay, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? But look, gang, we got to be the people who safeguard this culture. You know what I'm saying? Because people are coming for it. They're trying to gentrify it. And you know, hip hop is the dominant culture of the world at the moment. You understand what I'm saying? And it comes from us. And we should be the people, the movers and shakers. There's no reason we should be guests in our own goddamn culture. I was a rapper. I come from this. You understand? I've been to the radio station with my good brother, Prince Marky D, RIP to the legend. You know, he pointed at the computer and he said to me, this is hip hop now. And you have slots on the computer every hour on the hour where they say what song is going to be played, what's 11:30, 11:35, 11:40. Have the song listing. That's why you only hear the same 15 goddamn songs all the time.
Pale.
Yeah, you dig? Okay, you dig? That's what it is. It's all corporate. So if we want to change the face of hip hop and get some of that older shit that we love, that we know and love back, we're going to have to control ourselves and be more disciplined and just stop listening to this bullshit. You dig? And I'll land my plane there. Please, let's all do that. That's all I'm saying.
You said it perfectly. If you love hip hop, protect hip hop. At this point, it should be well understood that the enemy has no new tricks. We've seen this happen. We've seen this happen with rock and roll. You know that Chuck Berry and a whole number of other artists black are the founders, the creators, the innovators of the genre, Little Richard and all them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Bobby. Well, hey, Bobby, don't forget we're taking back country. Go ahead.
Yes.
Taking back country.
Hey.
Yeah.
They going ahead. They're now telling us that, you know, Elvis Presley's the king and he's the face of it. You know, jazz, that was all us, all the different various components of it. Now they have you thinking that the face of jazz is Kenny G.
Right. Real talk.
Or Boney James or what have you.
Bullshit. It's all
that's
bullshit.
Not the case. That's us. And in each instance, it was done without any pushback from us. We didn't push back. We didn't fight against this. Now we have hip hop, which is the largest force history has ever seen in music. Out of all the various forms of genres of music, hip hop has proven to be a medium between different cultures, different languages. Every country has rappers now. And the funny thing is, all these rappers at these different levels, they all are staying true to the original purpose of what hip hop is. Funny enough, because typically, and where you see activists or revolutionaries in different countries, rap music, hip hop music is at the forefront of their revolution. There was a controversial, I think it was Iraqi rapper that was actually put to death the other day, going up against the government, pushing back. And he's a big time rapper over there. And because he speaks his mind in the same way how our artists did back in the day, and they still do to some extent, he spoke his mind, pushed back against the government, tell the people what was wrong and how things should be. They put him to death for using his voice. Other places know what hip hop is, and they gravitate to that. It's the powerful force, whether it's for commercial purposes, political purposes, at the grassroots level. Hip hop is the one genre that has been able to cross borders in a way nothing else has. Funk hasn't done it. R&B hasn't done it. Classical music hasn't done it. Country hasn't done it. Hip hop has been that genre. And so now they've been desperately trying to find a way to take this from us, trying to put others as the forefront, others as the greatest of all time, Other people as the founders. They're doing any and everything they can to try and rip it out of the hands of foundational Black Americans. Now, are we going to sit back and let them do it? Or are we going to put our feet down, stand our business, and say, hey, you've gone this far, you ain't going no further. It's up to you. But we have to make sure that we preserve this for our children, for our grandchildren, and for their children and their grandchildren to come. Don't let this be something that only we got to appreciate and experience, and now our descendants are listening to it thinking that it comes from some other place. This is the birthright. This is the legacy. Protect it. It is valuable. It is sacred. Whatever issues you have with it, do your part to get it back on track. If you don't like the direction hip-hop is going in, do your part to steer it the other direction. Support those who are working to that end. But don't just sit back and toss it away. It is ours. It's our child. We need to care for it and treat it as such. You know the vibes. We'll catch y'all next week, same time, same place, with our good friend Mad Genius. Come get you a taste. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, pass the word on, let other people know we got the hotness. Much love.
Yay.
Definitely. All right. So we see y'all next week. Peace. We out.
Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation. Man up.
A place where we inform.
Manifestation.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
You gotta eat what you kill. You gotta go out there. You gotta hunt for your meals.
We all have that ability to connect with people, to be that motivational person in somebody's life.
You gotta let people know there's certain lines you don't cross, and that there's gonna be consequences if you do.
Man up.
If you are an adult and you are in a relationship, that person's emotions are not your responsibility.
Man up. Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
The devil, during slavery, destroyed the masculinity or manhood of the so-called Negro. No man. No man. Right now you got to be trained all over again to be a man.
When someone is obligated to do something, it is binding upon them to do it. And failure to do it causes reaction.
Man up.
Position make you rich. I don't have that type of richness. My richness is life forever.
If that people knew that glorious path, if that people knew that glorious path, if that people knew that glorious path, then they would be more inclined to respect themselves.
I'm not saying I'm going to rule the world or I'm going to change the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world. And that's our job, is to spark somebody else watching us.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation. Man up.
A place where we inform.
Manifestation.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
You want to tell me about yourself? Go get your friends. I'll tell you who you are based on who your friends are.
Don't just live and die. That's an ugly existence. Make your life matter. Make your life count. Live a life where people can actually mourn you for the things you left behind, not just because you were around and existed.
We need strong Black nuclear family.
Yes. Yes.
That's what it is. Mother, father, son, daughter, all in the same house with a focus on the family unit as a whole.
We had Tulsa, Atlanta, New Jersey, Detroit. We had Rosewood. We had Black Wall Streets all over.
The Republicans aren't for us, but the Democrats aren't for us either. And we should have no alliance to any political party. We only have alliance to what is in our own best interest.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation. Man up.
A place where we inform.
Manifestation.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
At the end of the day, as men in the community, we must stand together and be counted because people look to us for guidance, leadership, and protection. And if we are not about that business, we are not on our job. Here we have grown-ass man conversations in the spirit of that purpose. Anthony Malcolm, Bobby Drake, Major Gage, we are. This is Manifestations 2020.
Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation.
A place where we inform.